And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 255. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, we have no topics tonight because I got off work about 2 or 3 hours ago. I got home. I literally, I don't know, turned on my computer, watched a few YouTube videos, passed out on my bed, and then woke up about 5 minutes before we actually started this show. So we're just going to have a nice, calm, cool conversation, not just with the boys, because it's usually like the boys get together, we fist bump, we hug, we got that bromance thing going on here. Tonight, our featured guest is Netters Network. So for anyone who doesn't know, I actually did the Iron Man podcast exclusively on Rumble when I had a certain situation happen on YouTube where I was retconned out of existence. It's a comic book reference there. Essentially, it's like going from Crisis on Infinite Earths to like the New 52. Essentially think of it like that. They told you to ignore everything that happened previously, and this is the new continuity right now. I had a guy named, Troy Pacelli on at one point. Was a cool guy. He was Italian. Felt like he was my brother from another mother. It's like that was a Family Guy.
If you're gonna call him an Italian, you better pronounce his name right.
I can't pronounce his. It's always got me wrong. Like the episode of Family Guy. Remember where Peter went into like that sausage place, thought he could speak Italian. He kept saying bobbity bobbity boopy. That would be like me talking to him. So yeah, and keep in mind, Troy also makes me great spaghetti and great pizza. Actually, Netter can confirm it. Yes. See, it's not just a stereotype, Italians made some pretty impactful foods, honestly. But now, all jokes aside, our featured guest tonight is Netters Network, which is actually his wife, actually. So I kind of did it in reverse. I got to go through the wife in order to get to the husband, because he's got the life insurance money I got to get access to.
That's usually your move, isn't it, MSK?
Yep. Get to the girl, get to the guy.
Well, I am the one that makes all the decisions, so yeah.
Good Lord. It's Pride Month, so the governor of Chicago can't hurt me, and I'm black. That's a double whammy. And keep in mind, they're all jokes, people. I am as straight as a freaking highway, and I've had a lot of girls in my life. Good Lord. Too many at this point. Yeah, you heard that? But now, Netters Network, how was your night, ma'am? How was your day so far?
It's going really well. Thanks for having me on. I was looking forward to this all week. And a lot of my community is in the chat right now.
Yes, and it's crazy that you say that. No woman has ever said they've ever been looking forward to being here. So you're the first one that's ever really said that and actually meant it.
Well, see, here's the thing. You sent me one of your other videos for me to watch, and it was very enjoyable. So it got me excited to be here.
Oh,
because I don't want to be with the fun people.
People always say send people to like the best ones. To be fair, these all kind of blend together at a single point. Because I'm pretty sure, because you and your husband do shows together, like when you do enough podcasts, there's some of them that just kind of like blend together. When people say like, "Here was the episode you were on," to be honest here, I'll have to look for that one because I don't remember honestly at this point, But we're eventually gonna be at 300 episodes here. We're almost cruising by, and I had some other shows that were retconned, so I have to kind of start over. But it's okay. It's okay. Just like comic books, you can always make new continuity.
246.
246. What the hell was that one? Jeez. Fuck.
It was like, what, 2 days ago?
Sydney is releasing a bar of soap. Or Sydney Sweeney is.
Yeah.
Sweeney
that was the one. Yep. And Sydney Sweeney,
that
bar of soap sold out in 8 minutes.
Yeah, I already forgot.
Actually, it's sold out in less than a minute.
Really?
Yeah. A buddy of ours was trying to get one as a gag gift for a friend. He said he was ready to go as soon as it went live to buy. He refreshed the screen, gone. All of them sold out in under a minute.
That is insane. And I always want to say this to guys out there. There's a reason why women know they can do those things. It's because there's always going to be guys that'll buy that stuff. What is, I don't get it. Like literally her bathwater infused with a soap that I mean, you have to like test it and you have to get approved and all that FDA bullshit that happens with those freaking deodorant products. But if you're a guy and you sat at your computer and you have all this money, because the joke about guys like that? The joke about guys like that is that they were broke living in their mom's basement. No, these guys are not broke. These guys actually have jobs. But instead of fact, what's crazy is like money will get you laid. I really don't understand their mindset. Money gets you women.
This.
Spending on women that just don't exist. What?
Weren't you trying to get your hands on some of that? Weren't you trying to get your hands on some of that non-alcoholic amaranth beer, though?
No, that was her vagina beer. And Lunchbox Warren wanted the vagina chips. He wanted to eat them.
I was interested. I was like, okay, what do those taste like?
Yeah,
probably
like,
salmon.
I'm just saying though, like if you're a guy and you have all this money and you're single and you have a car, you pay all your bills, you have all this disposable income, why are you sending your money, your hard-earned money, to these internet women? I literally don't get it. Literally, you could go out and you could be at a bar, you go to a strip club, something. Having that much money will get you laid. I promise. I've lived enough of life to know this. You're spending it on women on the internet that you'll never meet. Just crazy life we live in now. Men with that amount of money would rather spend it on women that they would never otherwise meet. My brain's already fried at this point. We're only 7 minutes in, but Gray Poupe's here. He's in a safari running as a jar of mustard.
Okay. Sure.
adding a
I
little
was going to
spice
go
to
Night
it.
Tropics. Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You can always use a spice of flavor on this channel, since it's generally pretty bland without me. What? Okay, MSK.
Like, I tried to make you Kathlena, and then you just turn into a jar of mustard. Mustard is overrated trash, if we're being honest. Mustard tastes like crap.
Have to put on the dress again?
What are you, Diddy? What are you, frickin' Meek Mill?
You said you tried to make me Kathlena again. Come on, man.
He's gaslighting me. He's trying to fuck with me. God. When is your channel starting up again, actually?
That's a good question, seeing as how it is the summer of Gray. Very shortly. Expect a late month revival of the channel. But
One got a trailer to hype us all up again. Here comes the comeback of Gray Poupe, like in the movie The Gladiator. I've never seen the movie. Remember the part where he says, "It's like, are you not entertained?" So, are you not entertained? And then he has to hold up your can of mustard. There you go.
I like that trailer
Well,
so far. Yes.
If you are revamping your channel and you want to start getting people to, get to know about it, let me know. I have my Thursday Things show where I interview people and we talk about them and their channels. And, I've gotten people some subscribers and, get the word out because, like that old commercial, you tell two friends and they tell two friends and so on and so on. So when you're getting ready to launch, let me know. I can have you on Thursday Things. Love to have you.
Man, that's
yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yep.
Heck
See,
yeah.
I
Way better than being here.
I paid these guys an exposure. It's like that old saying back in the day when you're in a band, you're like, you don't get paid because no one got fucking paid in the music industry. You got paid in exposure. I paid these guys in clout and exposure.
Oh, your exposure check bounced, by the way. So we need to.
Oh, I didn't think they were valid for anything. I that's what I thought I was doing. Lunchbox Warren, what's going on, man? How are you doing, baby Yoda?
I am doing wonderful. Yes, my little baby Yoda. I'm doing wonderful. Had a great day today. Got some bunch of pages done on my comic books, and I'm going to be doing the 3rd episode of my draw stream on this Sunday. So I haven't talked to the guest yet, so I don't know if I'm going to have a guest or not, but I plan to be drawing on Sunday. So
hell yeah, awesome. So since Netter's Network is our featured guest tonight, and it's all I believe Chivalry is still alive, ladies first. So if I was doing this like for a one-on-one. And you guys can ask your stuff too, but usually let the top G do all the talking. Joking. So
okay, Warren, you're gonna do the talking then.
Oh, what?
Outstanding.
So how was your life growing up? Actually,
Typical childhood. It's like
you had both parents.
I had both my parents up until I got into my early teens, and then my parents divorced.
Okay.
My father passed away, when I was in my mid-20s or so, and my mom passed away about 5 years ago. My mom had dementia, so she was fighting with that for a couple of years and finally succumbed. And an interesting thing about that, at least I think it's interesting, is Mom actually passed away on my birthday. And a lot of people are like, "Oh man, it's got to be a real bummer." It's like, no, I consider that to be a special goodbye to me. And now that's another connection that we share. So I don't think of it as a sad or bad thing. It's like, it's my connection to mom. She says special goodbye to me.
So to move it to a lighter note, good Lord. Okay, so after that, did you go to like a college or anything, or you just went and, got married?
No, I didn't go to college. I did get married after I graduated from high school. The fellow I'd been dating for a while, we got married. Divorced 10 years later.
Okay.
Then I
Gee.
married Troy,
Good
and we've been
Lord.
married for 33 years.
You married Troy for 30 years. That means you've been married for
33 years.
You've been married since 1998?
We got
Fuck, I can't count. I'm black.
95.
9-5. I was a year old
August 3rd,
in 95.
1995.
I was a year old in 1995. That's crazy. You guys have been married my entire life. See,
I'm sorry, 92. Gee, I don't know my years. My husband's over here correcting me, going, "No, 2, honey, it's 92."
Either way,
Usually
I
I'm
could
correcting him.
essentially be your son at this point. I could probably get some child support,
Yeah, that's when you said you were old. I'm like, you are not old, honey.
Good Lord, 92. Geez. So, it's crazy that I think I asked your husband this when I interviewed him a long time ago on the other show that it's on Rumble. How do you stay married? Because, nowadays people either guys aren't getting married because of all the financial reasons why if you lose your wife, she takes everything from you, or it just doesn't work out. Like, how do you stay married this long then? There's been a lot of decades.
Well,
that's quite a bit.
there was actually this question was posted on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. And I responded that if you look at your partner and you can't imagine being with them literally through your vows, through richer or poorer, through sickness or health, like let's say that they get really sick and you're like, I don't know if I want to take care of them through all that, or, be with them if they get really sick or something, or let's say they gain weight or, something like that, or they lose their job and they can't get another job or something, if you can't see yourself working through the bad times, because there's good times and there's bad times. And if you can't see yourself actually working with your partner through the bad times, then you need to not be with that person. Whereas Troy and I, we have gone through it all. We've had fantastic times. We've had bad times. But what we do is we figure it out. We work it out. When I lost my job, beginning of COVID, good example. We both worked for the same company in the same department and lost our jobs within 5 minutes of each other. And so we're both unemployed and we're collecting unemployment. I'm trying to figure out how to pay the bills because it's just unemployment and everyone knows unemployment sucks. He ended up getting a job. Let's see, that was March of 2020. He got a job November of 2020. I didn't get my job until March of 2021. So I literally got my job and started my job the Monday after my unemployment ran out. Yeah, it was that close. But we worked it out. We figured out, okay, we got cut back on things. We got rid of cable because you don't really need cable. We cut back on a lot of things that were just not necessary, and we made it work. And, that was one of the bad times, but you work through it. If you're just going to give up because something bad happened, what does that say about you? What does that say about your relationship? It's like, I
was going to add on to your point, which is, do you think in the time period you guys got married that had a lot to do with it as well? Or like maybe your parents you and your upbringing maybe had an influence on that? Because I feel like women from that time period stuck it out with the partner, whereas it feels like girls now, when they get married,
don't blame the women. It's not the women's fault, MSK. It's yours.
Yeah, all the divorces are initiated by women. I'm just pointing out it feels like the women of today weren't taught like sticking it out with your partner. It was mostly like, well, if things get bad, fuck you, I'm out. You got to deal with everything now. It's like, well, what? God damn! It's just like just like you just said. If one bad incident made you go, fuck it, it's over. After all that, why would anyone get married at that point?
MSK,
Yeah, I can
you
I
can't
can
put
tell
that on
you that.
women.
Yeah, I can tell
The
you that
numbers
my
are my
parents,
favor.
maybe when I was a child, like really young child, might have been an influence on, you know, how I saw, like parents and all that. Because
Mhm.
my parents raised five, or I should say, my mom raised five kids. Dad was there, but not as,
Oh, I know the same
not like
feeling.
Leave It
Mine
to
went out
Beaver
for
coming home
Skittles.
every night and helping us with our homework or anything like that.
Yeah.
My parents divorced after literally 25 years of marriage. Their divorce came through on their 25th wedding anniversary and went their separate ways. And I have to say it was Dad's fault. And I'm
Yeah.
just gonna leave that there.
See, MSK, not the
See, I'm
woman's
just saying.
fault.
Mine left for Skittles and a gallon of milk
Yep,
and cigarettes.
deserved though. But you're blaming the women. It's not the women. So Netters here has been in a successful marriage. I'm in a successful marriage. Laps is in a successful marriage. It's who you choose, man.
I'm just
You're
gonna say, you
choosing the
guys are
wrong
Exactly.
people.
you guys are white, and it's actually expected you guys have a great marriage. Us black folks, we
I'm
don't really.
white?
How dare you, MSK?
There's
I am a
there's
condiment of
statistical
color.
data to back up whiter people having better marriages. But no, all jokes aside, I did to be. I was gonna read the chat for a second. FKHC 2005. What's up? How you doing, buddy?
It's actually known as
JPRP
Tim.
Tim. This is
Hey, Tim.
JPRPH1. What a name. Jeez. Nice to meet you. Hi, John. How you doing? John, are you my dad? Look like you're Black Santa. John, I cannot pronounce these names. I will get roasted for pronouncing these names. Deleted scenes. What kind of deleted scenes you have on your movies? Interesting. That was also interesting. You speak about movies, you get a DVD from a store, you turn it over in the back to read the background of the movie that you already probably watched. You see like deleted scenes on there. I'll say this: there was a lot of deleted scenes off of great movies that I'm like, damn, that had to be cut out. That makes it even like better of a movie, honestly, for that it was gone. But hey, whatever counts, it counts. Troy's here. Hi, Troy. How you doing? Who else is here? Hi, Connie. Is Connie also my dad? A lot of people here are my dad. I can't wait to collect all these child support payments. Can't
Now,
wait.
Connie Clary is one of my loyal chat members, part of my community. She's also known as the Bird Woman of YouTube.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, that's Warren. He's here. Sadly. I pay this guy so much money. Good Lord. Good Lord. Yes, it's true. Thank you. Thank you, Troy. Awesome. Geek Flag. How you doing, man? Laps is here. Always cloud chasing. This man will always cloud chase at the end of time. Good Lord. I'm white. Does my mom know? Literally, me and we did the whole video on the white Black Panther. There was a panel where it shows two black people that had the kid. That's like, wait a minute. I thought when you have black kids, the reason why you would have them with a black partner is because the black gene is more dominant, right? So how about the kid come out literally all white? That doesn't even make logical sense. Even if you like a little bit black, the child's coming out a little bit black, right? These two are black. Like, how does that even happen? But it's okay. It's fine. My imagination is always going in places, honestly.
Well, wouldn't that have something to do with whether or not you're light skinned black or dark skinned black?
They were both light skinned as was drawn, but this person came out like about as white as Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Like
that was
blonde haired, blue eyed.
Yeah.
Like Feige.
I have been married to my wife and mother of two sons for 24 years. Yeah, I do think it does come down to like upbringing with that too. Because like if your background influences why you would reinforce your beliefs on certain things. Like, does it not? I would imagine it would. There's a reason why women that came in after your generation went like, okay, when things get tough, I'm leaving. That has to be because of something. It didn't just come out of nowhere, or
So
unless
you're only basing it off of your parents, though, not like your choice and partner.
women are notoriously bad at picking partners. So yes, thank you, Gray. I agree with you.
I beg to differ on that because my partner has been with me for 33 years, and I think he was a great catch. And I'm not getting rid of him anytime soon.
Yeah, you picked a great person. Yeah, you definitely you have a great eye test, actually. Now, when am I getting my spaghetti? Damn, crazy.
You want pasta?
I'm not a pasta person. I'm more of a pizza guy. I think pasta tastes like crap, honestly. I need something authentic, something meaty on the bone, which is going to be, how did you actually start doing YouTube then? Did you like watch someone and then you got influenced by them? You're like, okay, I can do this.
Well, kind of, sort of. Troy had actually started started a YouTube channel well before me. It was at the beginning of COVID. And it was one of those things where, since we worked together, every Friday after work, we would go down to this place that's like about a mile down the road called City Works. And we'd get together with coworkers. We'd have a couple of drinks, and basically commiserate about, the horrible people we had to deal with all day and some of our other coworkers that weren't there. And when we lost our jobs, he missed that. He missed that camaraderie. So he came up with Last Call on Friday night, Last Call, and started, having that drink on Friday night with all of his friends, basically all of you, everyone that's out there. And, I would be watching his show and it's like, I can do that. So the very first video I did, because I didn't know how to edit or anything, it's a really simple video on how to fold a box, because sometimes it's a really great box that you want to keep. And I ended up doing about 24, 25 takes because I kept flubbing a line of what I wanted to say, or dropping the box or something. Finally got it through without making a mistake, posted it, and then my husband says, I have editing software you could have used. So after that one, any other ones I did, he shared his editing software with me so that I could edit them down and not have to do 24 takes.
24 takes. Oh, you have no idea what we do here with shows. 24
Yeah.
takes.
And then after
Crazy.
that, I started doing this retro cinema every other Saturday. The alternate Saturday is Big Al Presents, so we trade off weekends.
Okay.
And those movies behind me, I picked those, and I do them now in alphabetical order. So right now I'm in the Fs, I believe, and I got tired of trying to figure out, did I do this one yet? Did I do this one yet? So I started just doing it alphabetically, so this way I don't have to go, did I do that one, or am I misremembering or something? Yeah. And then I started whenever we do the rundown for the week, it's like, okay, well, Monday we're doing this, Tuesday we're doing this, Wednesday we're doing this. And at that time, nobody had anything on Thursday. And week after week, it's like, okay, Wednesday, Friday. It's like, you know what? I'm going to do something on Thursday. So that's when I started doing Thursday things. And I started having different YouTubers come on. And it's like, we talked about them, talked about their channel, tried to help them to grow. And I had a couple of streams where we talked about monetization and how to get there, and what to do when you get to that point, of the different hoops you got to jump through, different things that you can do on your stream to help promote them and grow them. And I've had some really good success with having people on and, getting them extra subs and all that. I've got a really great community. I really do. You guys aren't going to know this word, but they do. Y'all are Osmo.
So what are we?
You're like
chopped liver?
Well, you're Osmo
You're another
too.
type of Mo.
But my community is definitely Osmo. They're the ones that like, share, subscribe. They share our streams. They are members. They give the super chats and super stickers. They help us to finance our channel so that we can make them better. And as I said, they're Osmo. Now, I'm going to explain to you what Osmo is. Way back in the day, so this is maybe about 15 years ago or so, my husband and I belonged to a church, and the guys decided they wanted to have a basketball team. So the wives were like, okay, well, we could be cheerleaders. Well, one of the wives couldn't spell. And we were doing that share AWESOME. You're awesome, right? Pretty easy, except for she was a little bit louder than the rest of us and a little bit more enthusiastic in her spelling. And she was AWESMOE. And we all looked and went, Osmo? So we decided that Osmo is better than awesome. It's like, up there. So when I say you're Osmo, you're up there. You're better than awesome.
Because what's crazy? As you say, your community is all fun, happy. You know what mine is? Mine comes in here and just calls me L's constantly and trash talks me. They're mean to me, even though I may or may not have.
You say things like Osmo. Do you remember Nasquack? Like almost every time you read an article, you come up with something like Osmo.
See, I might be the king of trash talk here, and I might have trash talked them repeatedly because they say the absolutely most retarded things possible. But they come in here and they call everyone else a goat except for me. They call
You have an
everybody
awesome
else.
community, MSK. You shouldn't be talking down about them at all. And it is cool
Case in point.
to build a community off of positivity. So it's nice to hear that, Netters, about having that active, fun community that's involved with it. That's not easy thing to build. So, and especially building it in a positive way is a much stronger, longer lasting community. So that's really cool to hear.
Yeah.
It's like absolutely. My community is absolutely a fantastic bunch of people. And like I said, they'll share out the stream so that I'll occasionally get people that maybe have never been to my channel before, pop in, they'll stick around for a little bit, and then they end up subscribing and coming back. And I've gotten quite a few new members to my community that way, because it's like, if I share out my stream, I've got this group of people that that know me, that are going to see this. Then you share out the stream, and all of your people know that. So somebody in your community may not know me, so they're going to pop over and go, "What is this about? Let me see this." And either they like it and they stay, or they're like, "Nah, it's not for me," and they leave. But you end up getting a lot of new people in your community that way, just by sharing out the streams and having your community share out the streams.
See, this is the kind of community that I have. He calls me a electrocuted homeless man. See?
But then Michael improved upon it and he said, no, not a homeless man. Marv from Home Alone when he gets electrocuted. That is a loving community, sir.
God. And I told him
too.
Because like I had a period in my life where I was just only watching like League of Legends streamers, and then the chat that they would have would be on Twitch chat was just roasting them, saying like L, constant L, you're a this and a that. I like when people can just be themselves and like authentically can like have some banter back and forth. I think it allows for like good entertainment. Because you have some people that are like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I should like have some fun with all these guys. It's like the point of you. I would always rather someone just be themselves authentically than you thinking that you can't be yourself around someone because you have to theoretically walk on eggshells. I think if you have to walk on eggshells around anyone, it's already going to be a losing thing eventually anyway when something happens. No, it's not. League of Legends is for giga chads like myself, rich, hot, top G Riz masters like me, obviously play League. Do homeless people have such a group? That's true. That's true.
In YouTube, especially in a lot of the communities, you do see a lot of people building audiences based off of negativity and drama farming and attacks and along those lines. And it's very refreshing to see communities like yours, MSK, and also like Netter's community, where it is built on on positivity and the subject matter. And it's refreshing to see that, and more people need to see that, hey, this does work too. Like, you don't have to just go out and start a flame war with somebody in order to get people to subscribe to you. You can't just put out quality content and they will come along.
Yeah, because I was watching a YouTuber and he was like, well, unless I put out this kind of video, you guys don't watch. But like, in fairness, that's what you were only putting out at a certain point. Like, that's how anything would work on YouTube. If you put out certain thing, then people come to expect certain thing. It's like watching a cable TV network. If they put out, I don't know, scripted dramas that you like, and if they started coming out on that channel and putting out cooking shows, I'm probably leaving because I didn't sign up for that. You have to give the audience what they signed up for. People like coming here for banter and entertainment. So you guys can trash talk. If people want to make fun of it, that's clearly fine. I grew up in a time period where we did that on school. Like, it was very, very fun. I like having some fun. I want you guys to really be yourselves. And speaking of being yourself, since you have a lot of movies back there, what are your top worst movies you think you ever watched?
The top worst?
Yes, beside Catwoman.
Oh, okay. Well, there goes that one.
And Jack and Jill.
No, you could have just said worst. When you say what are your top worst, it just becomes confusing, MSK.
Gray, you get paid quite a bit of money to, be on the show. You get millions of dollars being here a year. My bank account hurting. You think these checks don't pay themselves, right?
I don't really think about worst movies. I think about best movies. And in fact, I just put together a list for Pops. If you know Pops on Pop Culture, he had asked me and Troy to put together a list of our top 10 favorite movies and pick one of the top 10 and tell why that one's your absolute favorite. So I can tell you my favorites. I don't really think about the bad ones because I don't give them a second thought. They don't get to have be living rent free in my mind. They're just, so
But you
I
said
don't
you
give
were
them
a
any
huge
thought.
fan of the 2016 Ghostbusters movie.
Oh no.
You said that was your favorite movie of all time.
MSK, she's a fan, not a hater. Come on, man. Not
Okay.
everyone appreciates media the way that you do, where you look for
Sure.
things to hate.
Not everything. Hey, when I watch things, it's so crazy. I can automatically see something in a movie that I automatically don't like and do like. People have asked me how I could do that. I did that ever since I was a little kid. Even though I didn't know how to voice why I thought the way I could see the things the way they came out, I knew I didn't like it or I knew I did like it. And I didn't know the context of it, but I knew it didn't resonate with me or it did resonate with me. It's been a thing because I was born a genius, Gray, born with a 200 IQ, actually.
Okay, I didn't like the Star Wars movies with Rey. It's like, nope,
Did
those
anyone
ones,
like those?
those are ruined. Those are all ruined.
It's crazy to think about now because The Force Awakens, it had its 10-year anniversary. I think it's coming up on its 10-year anniversary. It came out back in 2015. So good Lord, a whole decade of The Force Awakens to reminisce about how it was a movie. It's crazy how people said that it wasn't bad because the other two are much worse, which is true. But that movie itself is also not good. It's insanely forgettable. You have to really think about what you actually enjoyed about it. I don't remember enjoying anything about it, honestly. I was like, man, this is just not good. This is
No, you have those screenshots of Kylo Ren, though.
Can't stand him.
He has pepperoni nipples.
So you're aware of the screenshots then? Yeah.
God. Like, oh, goodness. I had seen Daisy Ridley in other things. I had seen her in Switched at Birth. So I already seen her act. And I was like, she's meh. And when people said she was the lead in a Star Wars movie, I was like, that's not true. That actress is trash. Saw her and I was like, yep, it's what you get when you hire an actor that was in an ABC TV show, TV show. Yeah, of course. It's like when people said that Supergirl from the Flash movie was bad. Yeah, she worked on Days of Our Lives. What did you think you were gonna get? This is the quality of TV actors sometimes. The lady literally was in a show called Switched at Birth. You weren't getting top tier quality at her, But
she wasn't the issue with that movie. There's like everything else about that movie. She's ranks like number 100 in my issues with that movie.
There is a movie that I've always let live rent free in my head in a good way, just in a good way. Beside Deep Blue Sea, I love that movie. It's Jaws, the first Jaws movie. Given how that movie is often considered a masterpiece, given all the bullshit in production that Steven Spielberg had to go through to make it work, for that movie to come out as perfect as it is, like, if that's not in people's like top 10 best movies ever, I don't know what movies you were watching. Because like if people had seen how much issues he had to make the movie going into how good it came out, you'd be like, damn, that's fucking insane. But man, I always do my rewatch of Jaws every single year. I fucking love that movie. I watch it until I die, honestly.
I just thought of a movie that is probably the worst movie ever. Ouija Shark.
What?
Yeah. Ouija Shark. It's basically a movie about a ghost shark that eats people. Like it just floats in midair and then attacks you and kills you and eats you.
I saw Ghost Shark.
Really bad.
Sounds like
That sounds like one of those.
It's called Ouija Shark.
Yeah, Ouija
movies
Shark.
That are so bad they're good. Like it sounds like a movie that'd be fun to watch if you're really stoned.
Yeah, like I've seen them. They're bad. These sci-fi movies, these sci-fi shark movies are so bad they're good. There's Ghost Shark, Avalanche Shark. I never saw Ouija Shark because
Sharktopus. That was a classic.
I did see that one. Yeah,
that one.
How do you not know about Ouija Shark? Come on, man.
I never heard of that one.
I never actually saw the first Open Water movie nor the second one, but I did see Open Water 3. The plot is so bad. Like, oh my goodness. Imagine being stranded somewhere in the middle of the ocean and then not you're like arguing because of some bullshit, and you found out that your girlfriend slept with your brother, and that's the only thing on your mind while not thinking, hey, we're in the middle of the ocean, this shark's about to kill us. Like, whoo, when that movie CGI was bad. Like, it was in that time period where, like, you know how people would film themselves while they're being in the movie. Oh, I hated that time period. Oh, good lord. Yeah, I'll tell you right now. All those really so bad they're good shark movies are on Tubi. Hey, David Zaslav, the CEO of Warner Brothers, had highlighted that Shark Week is one of the most valuable assets at Warner Brothers. See, it's a man of
Well,
good
there's
taste
like
right there.
7 Sharknado films. Like they've kept like that Terry chick's career alive. Like
The Shark Side of the Moon, a Tubi original. Really? That actually exists?
Yeah, dude.
The act-
You can sync that one up with Wizard of Oz. It's so awesome. Shark Side of the Moon is amazing.
Good God. There was a Planet of the Sharks. Oh my God, there's just so
Sand
many of them.
Sharks, like they were on the
I saw
beach.
Sand Sharks. That is
Yeah.
so bad it's bad. That movie sucks. That movie's trash. That is like a movie you'd go rent at like a Red Box because you and your wife wanted to watch a movie and bang afterwards. Probably didn't even watch the movie. You put it on and just went, let's just go straight to the sex. This movie's trash. The movie's not even so bad it's good. It's just bad. The movie's terrible. No one in that movie tried acting. They just went and said, fuck it. Let's just have some fun. Maybe. It's debatable it had fun. That movie's CGI was so bad. It looked like one of the person threw red coloring on someone. After the
We
shark
circle
kill.
back. How come every one of your like hypothetical dating scenarios involves a shark movie?
How else would you
It's
get
odd,
to
sir.
do Netflix and chill with girls?
I think I would choose something other than sharks, but maybe that's just a personal choice.
Okay, so Halloween's coming up in about a few months here. You have a lot of movies back there. What's your favorite horror movie?
You talk to me, right?
Yes, because these guys are clout chasers. They're not cultured like you.
Well, let's see. Since I was only really introduced to horror movies, like really sat down and watched them with Troy, I can tell you some of the ones that I have actually enjoyed are the Pinhead movies. Hellraiser.
Hellraiser. Yeah.
The Hellraiser movies. Even though I'm not a big horror fan, but he kind of introduces me to different movies, and it's like, oh yeah, I really like that one.
First one is pretty good. That's a classic right there.
Yeah, the Hellraiser movies are really good. A couple of the like the first movie in like Nightmare on Elm Street and the hockey
Freddy
mask
Krueger.
dude at the camp. I can't remember which one that is.
Well, Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the first movies are good. After that, they start getting cheesy. It's like they're trying to force situations, and it's like,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
that's
I'll
not
give
good
you.
anymore.
Friday the 13th. Those were just. I don't know why they were. Those were just. Those like I would say the like I don't know what people that grew up on basically being so bad they're good because some of the decisions those people make in that movie are just.
It's not about the people. It's about Jason and him getting revenge for those counselors. Just wait till Crystal Lake comes out with Linda Cardellini playing
Brimstone.
Miss Voorhees. It's going to be amazing.
Just got Jaws on Blu-ray. Hell yeah. 41 years of Jaws. Crazy.
You want to watch a really funny old school horror film, watch the Puppet Master series.
Oh, those are fun.
Absolutely hilarious.
MSK, you could relate. It's tiny little things that are kind of evil. It's awesome.
Someone needs to clip yesterday's show where MSK was reading the White Panther article to me, gold material. Yep, that might be. It's crazy. Also, a black person wrote that. So, goodness gracious. But since you say you do like retro reviews, what's the cutoff for a movie series for like having a movie in their series like retro? Like, is it like what 2000s, early 2000s, or maybe like 2005 is a cutoff?
I actually never thought about that as far as the year because like most of my movies are older. I mean, I do have a couple of more recent ones like Alita Battle Angel. I think that's is that the most recent movie we bought, honey? Alita?
I think so.
I mean, year-wise.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I love Alita Battle Angel. I'm really hoping they're going to put out a sequel to that because we got to find out what happens. But most of mine are older films. It's just we've been collecting them over the years. So I've got, gosh, over 1,000 movies. I got something like 1,500 movies, maybe
1,500
more.
movies, all physical. You don't do the whole digital thing, you know?
Oh no, own physical media, because things like Disney or places like Disney, they will take one of your favorite films that you grew up with, and they'll change the whole narrative on there. It's
Yeah.
like, no, that's not what happened in Cinderella. That's not what happened in Snow White. You know, some of they're like, oh no, we have to take this off the market because too many people are going to be offended by it. It's like Song of the South. You know, it was an enjoyable film, and Disney decided, nope, it's racist. We can't have it out there. It's like, you know,
Yeah, God,
they,
Disney going from what we thought they were growing up versus where they're
yeah.
at now. Talk about
Oh,
a bigger downgrade. That is insane to go from
Well,
what we thought
Disney
they were
had
doing for us versus now. It's crazy.
Disney had the trust of like 4 generations
Mhm.
of
oh yeah.
people, and then they've ruined it. Like almost completely ruined their entire IP franchise. Like they can still
Yeah.
crawl out of it, but they are getting to the bottom of the tolerance before words like selling franchises start getting tossed around. You know, like they're getting so bad that you might see Lucasfilm or Marvel under a different tent pole. I mean, it's almost should be studied. It should be studied on how to destroy IP. As much as trusted as Disney was to what they are now, it's like it's amazing. It's like you had to try hard to do that. Like you don't make a mistake. It seems like they worked really hard to ruin it.
It's for me, the downfall started because I used to own Disney stock, and the downfall for me started when they fired Gina Carano for nothing. And it's like, oh, no, 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 no. I'm a stockholder, a shareholder, what are you all doing? And they just started nosediving. So it's like, you know what? That's it. I sold off my stock and I don't want anything to do with them anymore. I don't want to be affiliated with them in any way. So I sold my stock. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I think people don't remember when those tweets happened because even at that time period, I had always had Twitter. It's my previous Twitter account. And I remember that tweet that came out that Disney said that they're letting go of Gina Carano. People don't know nowadays when it comes to like actors and actresses and other production talent that's very popular, when they're fired, we're hearing it at the same time that they're hearing it. She said she heard when she was fired on social media. It wasn't even like an email or
Yeah.
DM be like, hey, we're going to part ways with you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and people get mad at the whole like Auschwitz thing. And it's like, that wasn't even the point of what she was bringing up. People just only remember the picture. And it's like, they forgot the actual context of what she brought up. She basically brought up the fact that these people will basically kind of, kill off and murder people that think differently from them. That's really that's really the essence of what she said. Because for me with Gina Carano, it's not that I never like liked her or anything. It was more like she comes off like someone that's never really been on the internet. She doesn't really get like internet culture. You could tell she's just not really about what this is. So when people were saying things to her like she's racist and all these things, she was like, "What the fuck is wrong with these people?" Because I had only seen her in I'd seen her in Fast and Furious 6. She was Fast and Furious 6. And I was like, oh, I remember Gina Carano. She was fucking hell. That was Deckard Shaw's girlfriend. She was with The Rock. Because I wonder what The Rock thinks about Gina Carano after all those things that she had said on Twitter. But
oh yeah, you never saw
Well, I think-
Deadpool, so you probably hadn't seen
Yeah.
her in action.
she was looking real juicy in Fast and Furious 6. Oh my god, she looked great as a
She's
fighter.
done some cool roles.
All those images she has online for her like fighting career, I was like, damn, wow,
Yeah.
yikes, yo.
And I think what really was tying Disney's panties in a twist is that they were like, you got to put your pronouns down. She's like, beep, bop, boop.
Oh
you know?
yeah, I remember that one.
Like-
Yeah. She said that was the first
Yeah.
strike, but then she was like subjected to a bunch of like LGBTQ training. Like, oh, it's so cringe. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
she
what I want to
passed
do on my
that
day off.
training. She passed the training too, and then her tweet, which was essentially "Be careful of dehumanizing your enemies," that got her, got her fired. It was absolutely ridiculous, and it was really the straw that broke the camel's back because Disney had been showing signs of being, of the woke stuff and the DEI, like
Mhm.
the bad decisions. But with Gina Carano, that was just out of nowhere. That was just like, that was terrible, especially when like Pedro Pascal's tweeted worse stuff on his
Yeah.
Twitter,
Oh yeah,
and
he's even said some
it
stuff
was
recently.
very, they wanted her gone, and it completely derailed Feige, not Feige's, but Favreau's plans.
Yeah.
She was going to be leading up a whole series on her own.
She had like
He had,
Rangers of the New Republic. She
yeah,
had a bunch
she
of
was
stuff
going
they
to
were
be
Yeah.
the
going to be
star
giving
of that
her.
one. Yeah, it was all set up for her, and then they just pulled the rug out from underneath him. And then that was around the time period they forced him to do the Boba Fett series, because he wasn't planning on doing that right away. And it was just a mess. And, really big mismanagement, rushing, and all of these weird priorities trying to target an audience that is not there or doesn't care about the product. So,
Like I don't even understand why they chose to basically turbo their entire brand identity to the absolute ground. Now, knowing what we know about these companies compared to what we thought we knew about them many years in the past, what people need to understand is like these companies actually have no values. They have no morals. And all that matters to them is what we've always said now is money. All thing that matters is money. Any moral grandstanding they had years ago has probably changed because back when we were like a bit younger, leadership that maybe did care is not there anymore. All that's changed. Either they got bought out or they got indoctrinated into like thinking there's some new social way of the future or some bullshit like that. Like, what's that company? BlackRock or whatever that was investing in all these companies, making them change and do all these crazy different things. Like these guys are all essentially bought and paid for shills, or they were told, hey, you have to think, say these things, and this is what your opinions are, and you're essentially my slave.
Well, they get caught up in a bubble, and they're in a bubble of the same kind of thoughts, same kind of talk, same kind of ideas. And then what was weird about it was a lot of these big companies started getting graded in the same social media grading that goes on with people in China. But then they started doing it to companies. So companies started getting a score on how inclusive they were,
On the
on
ESG score.
how,
Yeah.
they were getting these scores. And essentially, and being in this bubble where you have these CEOs around these other billionaires and Hollywood stars, and everyone is kind of all in this same think cult ideal, this bubble, then they just say, well, we're doing the right thing. And if it doesn't sell, it's because of the evil racists, and you're all racists and whatever is they want to throw in there. So it's weird because normally corporations are all about money. Like back in the 90s, it's like, well, Disney will do anything to make money. They don't care what it is. Now they're doing anything to try to keep their score good, to try to keep good with their bubble, try to keep good with their peers, the people around them. So they won't, like when a movie does bad, it's like, well, it's not bad because it was terribly written by someone who didn't deserve to be in there, but you put them in there based upon their pronouns and because of their gender identity. Well, and you have them writing something they have no idea what to write. Yeah, it turns into a bunch of like this ham-fisted friggin' propaganda. And they, as far as they're concerned, they're doing the right thing. When they go to their big parties, they're getting slapped on the back. The critics, the
They want you to
newspapers write
take
good
freak
things
off
about
for
them.
sure. Hey,
It's so then, and they just, you see it multiple times. They blame the fans. They chastise the fans,
Yeah.
and then when the fans don't show up, they blame them for the product being bad and not selling. And then they're just like, it's just
that's just a
it's very
cycle.
toxic
They do a bad
situation.
decision and then they blame you. Product fails, and it just repeats constantly.
It's like we're taking what you guys here like, and we're gonna make it for someone else.
That
And if
wasn't
you
gonna buy it
don't,
anyway.
if you don't like it, go F yourselves. And that's what they're told us. Like what they should be doing was like, we're gonna make something that you guys are happy, but we want to try to include these guys over here too. And no one would have cared if it was good Star Wars. Like you could have made Rey gay. No one's gonna care if it's good Star Wars, not just this kind of Mary Sue paper thin character and storyline with no cohesiveness to it. Like each one of those 3 Star Wars films were kind of like 3 different directors took a crack at making a Star Wars movie, and none of them were connected.
Well, that was
But
because
they
you
were
had
supposed
J.J.
to be
Abrams, and he's notoriously a fucking hack. That
Yeah.
man's a hack master. Lav says they don't even care about money anymore. Nothing they do makes money. It used to be they followed the money. Now they follow trends. That's true. You know what's crazy is that these companies, I mean, we've seen it. We've seen many interviews. We've seen all this stuff. It's so available to us now, and it actually does hurt them not making money. And for like executives and producers and all these people to go out there and be like, you know what? I know you were a fan of this company for like most of your entire life and your parents' life too, but you don't like our newest movie? Go fuck yourself. You're like, what? What? I've done nothing. I don't even know you. I've done nothing to you. What in the world's wrong with you? Like, these people are just not socially awkward. They're awkward socially. You know, like you see us, we're the basement dwellers. No, that's what a basement dweller would say, some random shit like that. But you know, we're positive here. Don't worry, we love Disney. We loved shit. Damn. Yeah, I like
I
like
miss
Love and
Disney.
Thunder.
I miss Pixar. I miss
Yes.
cartoon movies that made me cry in the first 15 minutes, like Up.
Where's
I
the
miss
Disney that put out
that.
John Carter? What happened to that Disney? Disney
Yeah, like-
randomly put out John Carter, and they just didn't do anything with it because they thought it failed. And it technically did fail box office wise, but
You know,
what happened to that Disney?
when I first bought my Disney stock, it was Pixar stock that I bought, and then Disney bought them, and then it was where my shares split, so I ended up getting double. But it was like, and then like a couple of years later, it split again, so I got more. But it was like, what happened to Pixar? Those were wonderful films. I loved those.
Yeah, it was run by John Lasseter. I remember, and then with the whole Me Too movement, he disappeared from everything.
Yeah.
That guy may be in like Hawaii in the Bahamas sipping a freaking margarita at this point. He's gone. Like,
You're getting
remember
better
the story
stuff out
about
of
how they
Disney now.
remember the story about how they got Toy Story 2 to be a thing after it was almost basically just gone? Like, I mean, Warner Brothers, oh my God, I will never let them down these L's. And Clint Eastwood is a fan favorite, director, actor for a lot of people, but they gave that man like what, $30 million for free just to do a movie. It was my goodness, it was Cry Macho. I had watched that, and then they had given J.J. Abrams like $200 million to do like DC related Justice League Dark content, and he gave them the amount of influence my dad had in my life. Nothing. They gave a person $200 million, and that person produced nothing. How that person isn't sued? Who knows? Who knows?
That's
History
why
books.
they're being run by Discovery now and are owned by AT&T and run by a different person, which will eventually what happened to Disney will be Disney's a little different than Warner Brothers because Warner Brothers is just one kind of thing, but Disney's a whole process. But Disney that'll end up you'll start seeing like people start getting fired and you'll start seeing
Recently it
get
happened.
fired.
Recently
Yeah.
there was a bunch of layoffs because it was revealed that Andor would cost Jesus Christ, Andor season 2 cost $600 million to make, or $500 million, something like that. Some crazy astronomical number. People don't know how streaming
Worth it.
work.
Seriously, everything else that they've done,
Oh my God!
it was crap.
Did
But
you put
Andor,
the fucking Pogs from Force Awakens into
there's a
your...
Porg. It's not a Pog. A Pog was a milk cap game that had slammers and stuff. But the Porg, or Passion Orange Guava, if you're talking about a fruit juice. But no, these are Porgs, sir. Yes, as Kathleen Kennedy, I like the products behind me. You know, the Porg, the Siren, the green milk. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Andor. It is the one good decision that they have made. For me, it completely makes Rogue One a completely... it elevates both that movie and A New Hope. It is just amazing. It deserves more eyes than it's gotten. And glad to hear that apparently it beat Ahsoka and another one with its final chapter. So,
Well, you're competing with
yes,
the
they
Acolyte
spent a
group.
lot of money on it, but man, it is some of the best Star
And
Wars
what's
I've ever
Andor
seen.
cost?
I will put it up there as my favorite thing from Disney.
Andor season 2, because someone put out a number. I don't know if it was true, but it was in a ballpark of like $400 million for a TV show. And if people don't know how these streaming services work, if they don't actively bring in new subs, keep in mind it's not like a box office where you can gauge how much interest there is in it. Like, essentially, you are just tossing a lot of money into a black hole, hoping the amount of subs you're going to get from that is going to make up the revenue over time. Like, keep on, you have to pay actors, the producers, the writers, the production crews, the filming sets. That stuff costs a lot of money. And if you didn't bring in an extra, like, I don't know, 100 million subs, my opinion. Like, what's the metric for these shows? Because, like, back in the day, you guys got those TV magazines where they would say, this show got this many, because in TV shows, it works like if you get this many viewers, you get this much money, advertisers want to be there. But with streaming services, they didn't have to report the numbers. They could just, it's basically like, I don't know, source trust me, bro, when they're reporting the numbers themselves. It's like, hey, Andor had this many viewers. But people forget, when it's TV show syndicated, they have to report the numbers because that's how you get paid, right? It's a legal thing you have to do. But with their own streaming services, they don't have to do anything. They could just be like, Halo Season 1 was the best thing watched since the last thing. What does that even mean?
What they do, though, is they fudge their numbers. They'll say, we had all these people that came to the theater to see the movies. And it's like, no, they didn't. You didn't have that many. Now, you had given away a bunch of tickets and, and that sort of thing. But no, you didn't have that much revenue because not that many people went to go see these films.
Right. And then the shows will get canceled and then they'll be like, but it was a success. If it was a success, why'd you cancel? It's like, I don't even know if they even know they're lying to you. They're lying so much. The lies are just starting to back up. You're like, wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense. Like, what the heck? Like, the ratings must be, because I don't know what is the metric for a streaming viewer, because with streaming services, people actually don't know, because I've like looked into a lot of it over the years. So let's say you're sub to a streaming service. What counts as how many people on those streaming services are actual active watchers, or are they just subbed because a bunch of phone companies in America are partnered with streaming services? So like AT&T is with HBO Max, Sprint has like Netflix and all that stuff. Like, how many of these people are actually subscribers versus people that are actually just only sub technically because they have a phone plan with you? Like, is that a sub technically if my phone provider gives me this service that I don't even use? There has to be a lot of dead subs on these platforms. There has to be. Not every single sub is watching all that stuff. That's ridiculous. No one human's doing that,
I got one of those with, I have Comcast cable. I'm sorry, internet. I don't have cable at all. I have Comcast internet.
Hulu, I think, right?
Yeah, I get free Hulu. And it's like, I'm never going to watch it because I don't have cable. I don't watch TV. I do pretty much YouTube. If I want to watch something, I go on YouTube. Very seldom do I actually watch a regular television type show. And then I have there's a streaming service called Philo. It's $20 a month. You don't get the local channels, but you get all the cable channels, aside from sports. And it's like, I can watch a cooking channel on there, or some of the old programs like Leave It to Beaver and all those ones, if I'm feeling nostalgic and wanting to go and look at some of those. But it's like, I hardly ever go on there anymore. So it's like, everything for us right now is YouTube. We've got our favorite YouTubers. Troy will be going through his list, putting them on watch later. When I get off work, we sit there and just, mega watch all these different YouTubers. So, that's our thing.
Yeah, I try to be quality content for everyone that watches. If you put me on your TV, I try to be the quality that you guys have always wanted in your entire life. What's up, Comic Said? How you doing, man? So you had said you interview people. So do I. And I had, some stories with interviews people need to know at some point later on. But
she's good at it, though.
Whoa. Hey. Lies. Bad Gray. Damn, give me your Porg. He's cool. I like those points. But only good things in those movies is that little fucking bird.
That's the only thing I liked about the new trilogy was the porks. I was like, oh, those look cool.
They're pretty cool, yeah. So, have you ever had one-on-ones with someone where they give you like one-word answers? Those are the worst ones ever. I actually, at this point, stop them. Because if someone is not valuing your time, I just cut the entire thing. Now, that happens to happen in a very, very long time, because you can kind of pick who's going to give you a good conversation when you do it enough. But there were some times, I know you know what I'm saying, like when a person is like, hey, how do you feel about X thing? And then they say, it's good. It's awesome. My mom made me spaghetti last night. What? Like, just oh, goodness gracious. If someone, any YouTuber, because I know people do like more of these one-on-ones now, which is crazy, because back in the day, you do these things on fucking Skype. If you're going to talk to someone, it's good to have thought out why you think the way you do. That text notes creates a conversation where if you thought out the way
Yeah.
you thought, someone else has done the same, you can have a great conversation. No viewer at all, whatever, despite they say they're lying, if they do say this, no one wants to watch a one-on-one where someone gives a one-word answer. You will click off. I'm just saying, person will leave. That's happened. Like, if you're not being interesting, why would I watch someone not interesting? It's just not anything that I would want to waste my time on, you know?
Well, here's where Troy's strength comes through very strongly because he co-hosts with me on Thursday Things, and he's really good at drawing people out. So when I've had a guest on that's not really saying a lot, he has this magic way of drawing them out and getting them to talk. And it's just like, I just asked them that question and they gave me, yeah, that's good. Where he asked the same questions to me slightly differently, and he gets them to actually, say a paragraph.
Goodness gracious, Troy, I don't know how you do it. Like, there was times where I literally couldn't do it with someone. He was, no, I mean, no, full offense to that person. I'm not even trying to be mean, but it's just a waste of time. Like, it was such a socially awkward person. I was like, dude, how in the world could you ever sell what you're trying to sell to people? You are just not giving me nothing. It's like when you go to a bar, if you used to do that, and then you go talk to a girl and you're trying like, hey, yo, what's up, girl? How you doing? And she's just not into it, not giving anything. That's just, gonna come off bad. So yeah, so people really do analyze the way you think about certain things. It definitely creates more conversations. Like back in the day, I was very bad at creating conversation. I just couldn't do it. But the more you keep having conversations, you just got
Right.
better at it. You just have to kind of think and analyze and always research too. Research your opinions because you don't want to be spouting nonsense. Because I never do. I always make sure my opinions are researched. But when Grace said women aren't fault for divorce, it's like literally yes they are by what numbers we have. But that's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I want to see the numbers on that. I want to see your, set your sources.
I will show you. And keep in mind the sources. I made it all up honestly.
Yeah, it's
You
like if
get
you're
it
going
from
to
watching
state
TikTok
something as a
videos.
fact, I want to see your sources. So
I
it's
never
like,
state facts. See, no, remember how CNN said if a black woman's talking, you got to just listen. That's the thing now. Apparently with CNN, I had actually watched.
Call
the full
yourself a
broadcast.
black woman?
No. No. God.
I believe he did.
I
Did he?
was using a metaphor, using an analogy. I'm not a Shaniqua.
So you're a metaphorical black woman.
I'm not a Shaniqua.
Gotcha.
I know how to talk proper. I don't use the word axe.
He has
I say
the soul of
ask.
a black woman.
The Porgs inspired a dish I make every year when I do Star Wars Holiday Special Rewatch. Cornish game hen equals Porg. Those things are so cool. It's the only thing they made in that movie that I actually even cared about. I didn't really care for the whole Baby Yoda thing. It's the craze of that was when Mandalorian season 1 dropped. Oh my god, that was the biggest thing for a while there for Disney. They had something there with the Mandalorian, and then apparently I heard after like season 2 it just went all downhill. It's like that's the problem with like movies or TV sometimes now for like I guess modern era stuff. It's like you can't trust that anything comes out relatively good. Like when you do get something good, you're like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. You're going in expecting something pretty like mediocre or average at best, What maybe
I like Baby Yoda. I thought he was cute.
See, every girl
Is he
thinks he's
handsome?
cute. Oh my god. See, that's what I think you should do.
Yes,
You should
it's
do
those
like
big eyes.
you should do those video essays on your favorite movies.
Actually, after we watch a film, we will go over to criticlist.com and we will put our reviews there to help grow that site because it's actually a relatively new site. So if you are watching, you watch a film and you want like people to know whether it's good or bad, doesn't matter. Go to criticlist.com, put your review in there, and you can let other people know what you thought of whatever movie.
You ever notice MSK tries to talk about everyday situations as if he's never had them? Oh my god. How would I not otherwise be an entertaining personality for the show? Laps.
What is your favorite movie, Netters?
My favorite, What Dreams May Come.
Oh, good movie. Good choice.
I've never
Between
seen
that one and Frequency. Now, What Dreams May Come, it's my favorite simply because this man literally goes to hell to get his wife out. It's like that
Oh,
is immeasurable love right there.
And Robin
That-
Williams does that so well. He plays the
Such
Yeah.
a good performance in there.
Yeah, he has a great performance in that movie. Everyone does good in that movie. It was a really, really all around good film. I like that one.
Awesome visuals too. Just it was really that's an awesome choice. I haven't thought about that movie forever, but I really do like that one.
We watched it recently on my channel, so it's like it's kind of stuck in my head. But yeah, that is probably my favorite movie because it's like just that immense amount of love that he showed for his wife because she's going through depression after the kids. This is going to be a spoiler, but the movie's like forever old, so deal with it. After the kids get killed, she gets depressed. He's trying to help her through it. And then, of course, he gets killed and, she commits suicide. She ends up in hell because she commits suicide. And he literally goes into hell to get her out and bring her to basically heaven with him. And it's like, that kind of love is like, you don't see that every day. Would you do that for, like your wife, your girlfriend, whatever? It's like, would you literally go to hell for someone to help them, bring them out?
I would. That's why I'm here on MSK's channel.
Well, I wouldn't go to hell. I'm going to heaven because I was a good soul and I gave money to homeless people.
Yes, but would you go to hell for your significant other to save them?
It depends. Did she make me a sandwich when I asked her to? If that one time she didn't make me a sandwich, I don't know, or did she do my laundry one day? Just depends, because if you're a wife and you ain't giving me a nice home cooked meal after I worked my ass off, I'm gonna look at you a little different. It's like you're married to someone, then you find out the wife hated the very touch of you, that she just wanted to.
When you
never
picture
touch you at
your
all.
future wife, is it like the butler from Fresh Prince or something? Like you're describing cleaning up, doing your laundry, and making you a sandwich.
He wants to marry Alfred. That's what he wants.
God,
That would be kind of cool.
God, just
Actually, that sounds more like mom.
Good Lord.
Do you still live at home with mom?
Psychologist would have anything to say about that.
Comics that said Shawshank Redemption and Good
Dude,
Morning
Shawshank
Vietnam.
is so good. Let me guess. You haven't seen the Shawshank MSK?
Nope.
Of course not. And of course, because you're so familiar with Robin Williams, of course you've seen Good Morning Vietnam, right,
I
MSK?
have not, because I'm an uncultured swine.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Both of those are awesome
Frequency?
movies.
Have you seen Frequency?
No.
I have. That one's awesome. Of course, MSK
Yeah.
hasn't. You know,
We just
you might
watched that on Saturday.
relate to that. MSK, you could pull something out of Frequency, perhaps, and it's again some really good performances in that one.
Which one was Frequency? Who was in that one?
How am I drawing up? I could see their faces and I can't think of the names. Honey, who's the actress in Frequency?
Dennis Quaid in it
Dennis
is
Quaid
one of them.
and,
Yeah,
the
Dennis.
one who played Jesus.
Dennis Quaid
Yeah.
and
Jim Caviezel.
Is it
Jim
Cavill?
Caviezel.
Yeah,
Oh,
Caviezel,
okay,
thank you.
yeah. I haven't got a
Yeah, I
chance
couldn't-
to see that one, but I remember when that one came out because everyone was talking about it.
It's pretty good. Yeah, watch that with my dad. It's touching.
Yeah, it's a really great film. And for those of you who don't know, my husband's sitting literally like 4 feet in front of me. Our stations butt up against one another, so he faces me, I face him. And normally when we're streaming, we're sharing a mic, so that works out really well. So this time it's like I have a different mic because I can't use his.
Awesome job, MSK.
Yep.
Oh, what do you? No, sorry, I was looking at something else. Honestly, my wife.
Yeah, no, it's really bad when the guests are, just doing those single word answers. But yeah, no, I'm glad you're entertaining yourself.
Whoa,
more
whoa!
there.
I'm just saying, my wife, who's on OnlyFans, was asking me for some advice on something. As she was getting pounded out by Tyrone in the other room.
Yeah, we know you got solitaire on the other screen. That's what you're playing.
Solitaire. Oh no, I play Connect 4.
Oh,
See, so real man's game, and I lost to the
You're
computer.
gonna win
every
one of these
single time.
times.
I will. I
You're
will.
owed.
My computer beats me every single time, man. Oh my god. Sure, I go to fake places with my wife. Oh my God, he's trying to start a war here. He's gonna get us all killed. If I can go to Bath and Body Works, I can go anywhere. True. Shawshank was filmed at the state pen in Mansfield, Ohio. Much of my family lives in Mansfield. You can take a tour. See, I've
Yep.
not been anywhere past Las Vegas, so that's my extension of the United States, honestly. You know, what happened in Vegas stayed in Vegas. I went to a strip club. It was pretty fun, actually, seeing women in their natural habitat, you know.
Okay, if you're in Vegas, did you go to the Star Trek experience when it was there?
No, I think Star Trek is for losers, honestly.
Excuse you?
No, Star Trek and
I
Star Wars
am a
were always
Klingon.
for
Nook
Star
neck.
Wars and Star Trek was always for nerds, you know.
That was the one in the Hilton, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I would. Well, it was back in '99, but I went through there and it had like the bridge of, I believe was it Next Generation? I
Yeah,
believe
they had
bridge.
Quark's Bar. They had another
Yeah,
section
yeah.
that was the Borg. They had the Klingon area. So yeah, so Ferengi, Klingons, and all that. And if you asked the Ferengi what a certain rule of acquisition was, he knew what it was, or she would know what that rule of acquisition actually was. If you went to up to a Klingon, he would speak Klingon to you. So it's like they had their characters down. Yeah, it was a really enjoyable experience. My husband and I went there for the last month that they had it. We went for our anniversary, and we had a blast. You know, we were in Cork's Bar every day. We never even left the hotel. We just kept going down to the experience and doing the different stuff there because they had like rides, and they had the Cork's Bar and all these different things that you can do. And my husband kept trying to trip up the Ferengis, going, "What's the rule of acquisition number, whatever?" And he would spout it off. He goes, "Yeah, okay, that's right."
This is not true. This is not true at all. I am, you know, I'm the guy in the group that leads everyone here. You know, people kind of all hinge around me. It's like when it's like in Naruto, if you ever watched that, we had Madara Uchiha, and he had all the remaining Uchihas kind of, you know, given to what he wants to do, and he kind of had to bend them to his will and everything, you know. Or technically, it could be Hashirama Senju. I'm actually more like him, technically. Everyone kind of gets behind my ideas and my way of thinking, you know.
I think you mispronounced Killer B.
Yeah,
you
because
know.
he's black. Oh yeah, fucking hell.
Well,
And he
also
raps,
because
too.
he says things that just kind of stop the conversation, if you will. He's
You
got
know?
a way with words.
I'm a god of Shinobi at this point. You know, come on, man.
Geek Flag Grenade says, "Now you've done it. Those are fighting words."
Like, no, I mean, from everything I've heard that it's happening in Star Trek, as far as like comics and TV shows, just what I've seen from the outside looking in, it's like another one of those franchises where, you know, certain individuals got in there and kind of ruined everything. But I will always ask people this, because I've heard this is kind of the tipping point for people to think if it's bad or good with Star Trek. Did you like Picard season 3? Everyone always wants me to ask that to Star Trek people for some reason. I don't know, but did you like that?
I actually didn't watch Picard. I watched like the first maybe 2 episodes, and then we decided no. It's like, but I had watched Trek from the original Trek when, you know, Kirk's era up through Enterprise, and then that's where it stopped for me. It's like anything came after, nope.
Good Lord. So you have retro reviews. Then
I
you
have
have
Retro
your,
Cinema on Thursdays.
and you have the Thursday
That's
things.
right, Thursday things. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I have Thursday things on Thursday. I have Retro
Yes.
Cinema every other Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I
So-
co-host on a bunch of other things. Troy's channel, Deleted Scenes channel, Big Al's channel.
So when it comes to like collabing with people, how do you do that? Because I know a lot of people go like they don't really want to collab with people, but I will say this: you do get some I get there could be people that can backstab you. I've had it all throughout my time, but when you do actually find a group of people that really do get you, it can be very rewarding. So how did you go about finding these collabs actually?
Well, when we really first started doing the streaming, there was another YouTuber who we somehow got pulled into his community, and he was doing the he was doing one segment that I think he was calling it something like After Class or something like that. And then he went on sabbatical, and he was doing that, and he was doing movie rewatches on Saturdays. And then he went on sabbatical, and we're like, well, we want to keep the spot warm for you, keep everyone's interest up. So, we were doing kind of like that after class thing for him and doing the movies. And then when he came back, he goes, yeah, I don't really feel like doing that anymore. So the after class thing, Troy and Age Boomer took it over, and they became Geeky Geezers. And now they give you all the geek news every Sunday. And the Saturday rewatches, Big Al and I were part of that other community, and we just took that over and we started doing every other weekend. So like we just had Retro Cinema this past Saturday. This coming Saturday will be on Big Al Presents channel for his film, and we switch off, and it's just really a lot of fun. It's like if we didn't get along as well as we did, we wouldn't be collaborating, but we're all friends, so it makes it really easy. But yeah, if it was somebody that it was like, no, I can't stand that person, yeah, I wouldn't be able to collab with them because I would be angry all the time.
I can't.
I'd be like, I don't want to
force
talk to this
myself
person.
do it. Yeah, like I always tell people this. Try out a bunch of different people. If you don't actually have any chemistry and you just feel like it can't work, don't continue it, because why would you want to interact with someone that you have no actual chemistry with? Chemistry is a big thing. These guys, we have chemistry here. It's very like jokey chemistry, but when you pay them millions of dollars to be here every year, I guess they kind of have to be here.
But yeah, that's exactly it. It's like you get along great with your panel, I get along great with my co-hosts, and we all kind of co-host on each other's channels. So like Sunday, Geeky Geezers, I'm usually hanging out in the green room, but I'm still there. And then see, Monday, Troy has a members only movie night, so I co-host on that. Tuesday, I'm on Deleted Scenes channel for Spark 121, so co-hosting there. And then right after that, I co-host on Troy's channel for Blake 7 rewatches. Wednesday is the only day I don't do anything.
Yeah, so you're like literally just like me. I'm basically streaming 7 days a week at this point.
Yeah, we do something every day but Wednesday. Wednesday is usually Troy's D&D night, but he didn't have a game tonight, so he's hanging out here with me.
That's for like nerds.
Careful.
He's been playing that since gosh, high school.
Good Lord.
D&D.
Yeah, last year.
How did he feel about
last year of high school?
How do you feel about the D&D movie that came out a few years back?
How do you feel about the D&D movie that came out a few years back, dear?
They've all sucked. There have been a lot of D&D movies.
Good Lord.
The latest one was really
the
latest one was fun to watch.
That's what what's the actor was? Oh my goodness. It had the girl from freaking Fast and Furious who played
it had Chris Pine in it.
Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez, yeah.
I thought that one was a lot of fun.
Good night, Labs.
Good night,
Have a good night, but I never make videos. Bastard, you better start making videos again. A lazy white guy. It's usually lazy black guys. No, it can't be a lazy white guy. You're not feeding into my stereotypes, Been fun, guys. Got to go. I sub to everyone. Hopefully see y'all later. Good night. Yeah, thank you for being here, man. JP RP1.
JPRPH1.
God, what a name. You can play the guitar. I tried to play the guitar at one point. I thought I was going to be a musician. That did not work. I gave up on that a long time ago.
Labs is not leaving. He was just saying goodnight to the other guy.
Oh.
Awesome. Stay around.
He's M. Night Shyamalan. It's a twist and a twist within another twist.
It's a twist.
Just another L by MSK. Not necessarily true. I never take L's. Always W's. I guess I don't know. I don't know if you're anyone in your audience that came over to watch the show tonight, which thank you all for coming over. It's awesome to have you here. And, hopefully you did sub. It would be great to have you here. I haven't grown in subs in an unspecified amount of time, but, it's okay. We push through things. I have the tools to cope with whatever life throws at me. I'm not going crazy, honestly. I'll say this. For anyone that inspires to do this, the number one thing I always say is to focus on is being consistent. Whatever time you can do it, as long as you stick to that time, whether it's once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, 5 days a week, whatever, you can stick to that. Because if you tell someone you're going to do something and you do not deliver on it, they lose trust in you. And
Yep.
that's how viewers are. So if you only make videos, 2 videos a week, and you say you're getting these videos this day and that day, you need to make sure you're doing videos on that day and that day. And if something comes up, let them know why you couldn't have done the second or first one, or if you couldn't have done no videos. You know, just consistency will go far. Like, people say you could do a lot of editing. That's like by the by. You know, I've grown a lot without doing a lot of editing, honestly. If you want to do a lot of editing, sure, fine. But also consistency and having a good mic. You don't even need to have a good video cam. You can buy a video camera, or sorry, a webcam at like Best Buy in like a 720p one that'll get you far. Just get a decent mic and just be consistent and you're good, honestly. And by a decent mic or a headset, I would say that's where your money needs to go. And you don't even have to spend a lot of money. You can get a decent mic and a headset for like less than $200, honestly, you know?
Yeah, I use the AirPod things, and they were like $20 on Amazon.
Yeah,
You
those were
know?
fine. Yeah.
Same with the mic I'm currently using. I think it was like $24, $25, something like that. And they work fine. And for when, especially when you're first starting out, the lesser priced items are great. You know, you can improve upon them as you go along. But what you're saying about consistency, that is the key. If you're going to have tell people I'm going to have a show, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it's going to be 9 o'clock, make sure that it's, consistent. It's going to be 9 o'clock
Yeah.
on those days. So most of our community, if you check us out, most of the time we are 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
There's a couple of exceptions there, but for the most part, it's always been that time. And so everyone knows, okay, 9 p.m., we're going to head over to, Netter's Network or Last Call or Age Boomer Show or Deleted Scenes or, Big L's. And they know we're going to be consistent. We're going to be there at that time. Of course, if you hit that notification bell, then you get notified that the show is going to be starting too.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. I don't always get my notifications.
Yeah, I think it's I think people from what I remember, apparently in the notifications you have to tap all. I think people tap the bell. They put like they just hit the first option. You have to hit like all or whatever, or maybe it's in the setting or something like mobile too.
No, that's it. You hit the bell and then you hit all. And in
Yeah.
fact, I just did that to get notified for your channel because I just realized I didn't
You're
hit my
getting some quality
notifications.
content here. I just point out before you watch any other video, I am a very crazy person. Most people say I'm actually unhinged. So Troy knows this too. So if you watch anything, it's not hatred, it's just passion. Let's just say that, backed up with real life cinema behind me. These are all books. Those aren't movies. My movies are all over there. I have those in a closet somewhere. I locked them up because I bought physical media a lot. So I have the internet now at my disposal. Eventually I'll be using that TV when I get a TV stand. When I get paid, I'm getting a freaking TV stand. I need it so bad. I don't know. I'm traditional. I like my TV on a stand. When I got home as a kid, I don't know, stand. I'm not really mounting. That's boo. Mounting is gay. Nope. My shouldn't be on a stand. Like a man, sit on a chair, drink a beer or something.
And that's when the cat or the dog or whatever knocks it over, and then you have a broken TV.
I hate these. I prefer cats. Cats are way easier than dogs. Dogs are just insane. I don't know if you guys have pets, but I prefer having cats. Metaphorically speaking,
Yeah, it's like I used to have a cat, and he would occasionally get into stuff, but yeah, I like cats. My husband likes dogs. We're thinking of possibly getting a dog now that we both are, we work from home, so we can actually take care of a dog.
The kids are out of the house now. All of them are all grown.
Oh, my kids have been out of the house forever. It's like my daughter's 40.
Good God. Jeez. Oh, goodness gracious. So you guys are now at the point in your life where you're like, that chapter's over. You're in the final arc of your life now, where it's just sitting at home and just working. That's where it all leads to. Everything always leads back to work until you retire, honestly.
Well, I actually don't mind it because I work from home. So basically, I get up in the morning and I commute the whole, 5 feet into my office.
Now you're just making me jealous. No, don't do that. Oh, God. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know if you guys do this, but when you go to like the supermarkets or whatever, you go to like the DVD section, you'll see like these random movies that you've never heard of. I sometimes to remember them, I'll just take a picture of them on my phone to remember them.
I do that.
So I can watch them. Yeah, I'll see some really cool ones that I've never gotten talked about. They basically went like straight like direct to video or video on demand or whatever. You know, it's even crazy now. Redbox is gone because they went bankrupt. I remember when Blockbuster, went away when that happened too. Man, movies have really changed now. And streaming has finally affected movies in the way that they thought. People will literally choose, hey, I'm going to sit at home and wait for the movie to see if it's worth my time to go to the theater. I love going to the theater, though. I don't know if you guys will go to the theater out there, because you guys are in Chicago. That's pretty dangerous, actually. Might have black people around you.
I can't remember the last time we went to the theater. Do you remember the last time, hon?
I think it was for the first Dune movie.
Yeah, it was for the first Dune movie. That was the last time we went to the
That's
the movies.
2021. Remember the movie there in 4 years? Holy crap. Good Lord. I'm retiring in 2 years. Yep, and he's going to give me all of his retirement funds, actually. I grew up with mostly birds. When I grew up, my parents and I had 3 dogs and a rabbit, 3 cats along with birds. See, birds, what do pigeons do? Like when you look at a pigeon, you're just like, what do you do? And it just looks at you and it flies away. Maybe pigeons are
carry
secretly
messages.
watching us.
They carry messages for people.
They don't. They shit on people's cars. That's what they do.
They can be trained. And Connie is
And
the
that's
bird
still a
woman of
message.
YouTube, so she can tell you about birds.
Yeah, Connie, what do pigeons provide? Because pigeons just look and just run or fly. They fly away.
Mike Tyson trains pigeons.
Mike Tyson also did a
man.
lot of. No, that was the other guy.
They
That
helped
was
us
the-
win wars.
I love my
They
pigeons.
carried messages.
MSK, I would give you $250K to go away. Yes, I can get filthy rich off of a white man.
Has
That's essentially reparations, right
That
there.
been your business model all along? You just want to annoy people until they pay you to go away?
Hey, it's reparations. I thought we're owed something.
If I get 500 in super chats, I'm going to shut my stream off.
Holy crap! But no, we had a great time here tonight. I don't know if Netter has to get out of here. If it's too late for
Huh.
you.
It's what time is it? It's 10:40 p.m. by me.
It's 8:39 for me.
That's early.
Yeah, well, we're in the West Coast, me and Lunchbox Foreign. That's I can't even say better. Our state's kind of burning to the ground currently right now. Huh. Well, LA, but LA has always been terrible. I don't want to live there at all. Nope. My city is fine. There's a lot of crackheads here. A lot of meth heads too, but it's fine. It's like that doll. That's the house is on fire. It's like, this is fine. Goodness gracious. But speaking of movies coming out, Superman is coming out. Were you ever a fan of like superhero movies at all? Ever?
Oh yeah, I've watched quite a few of the different Superman movies, the Marvel movies, and all those. I didn't watch the one where Superman killed.
Man of
I
Steel.
stopped. Yeah, so I watched up to that point and then stopped because Superman doesn't kill,
Yeah.
and he killed. And once I found that out, it's like, you know what? I'm not going to watch this movie. That's not Superman.
You know what's crazy is that a lot of people have said that was their very first Superman movie, and some had said like they didn't find Superman interesting until that movie came out, and I was like, really? I mean, I never shit on someone's like first time getting exposed to something, but if that was your first Superman movie you've ever been exposed to, that is sad. That's crazy. That movie's bad.
The whole thing about Superman is that he's wholesome. He's for everything that is pure and honest and good. And it's like, it's refreshing to see that instead of just a lot of random senseless violence in a film. It's like, okay, some people like that stuff, but sometimes you don't want to see that. You want to see something that's a little bit more wholesome,
That's true. People want to see me, be Superman at this point.
Well, Superman is supposed to represent hope.
If you don't see them die, it doesn't count.
Superman's supposed to represent hope. Like each one of the Justice League members represent a different kind of like emotion, and he's supposed to represent hope. And there was no feeling of hope in any of the Superman Snyderverse movies. And that's that. He really like Superman. Like he did a really good job with. Well, he didn't do a great job with Batman. He got his tone, but Batman also killed like 15 dudes in his first like 5 minutes of the movie. So that was bad. But yeah, he really missed the mark with Superman. The new Superman looks a lot more hopeful lot more like what it was back like with Christopher Reeve's Superman, which is still the
Yeah.
best Superman portrayal yet.
I
Well,
I had my, everyone has YouTube on the whole like autoplay, so when something's done, it just plays the next thing. They played the original Superman movie on like a Warner Brothers affiliated channel. God, that thing's 78 when that thing came out. Oh my god, like it definitely the special effects have not held up very well, but that movie's like message is still so good. Like if you can get past like the special effects in the 80s, great movie there. Because like that was the problem with movies that people grew up now don't see. It's like this movie has bad special effects. It's like, yeah, fucking existed in the 90s. So I mean, I don't know what to tell you, But there's movies that come out now that have, I guess, better access to technology that look like they were made in a fucking backyard, So I never let like a time period a movie came in affect my viewing of it. I just kind of just take it for what it is and try to see what's good in it, like what was a message or acting and all that stuff,
I got a movie for you. You're going to like this one. It's called Be Kind, Rewind.
Huh.
Watch that film. Jack Black's in it.
So watch Kung Fu Panda.
I've
He
seen
kind of
Kung Fu
rewinds
Panda.
a good film.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
Oh, goodness, great. To be fair, treat it like the Batman Arkham games. If we never actually saw them die, technically did they die? It's ambiguous,
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not really dead if I paralyze you from
Like
the
in the
waist
third
down.
game, when you run over somebody with the Batmobile, it just tases them and they just fly off to the side. If they're still alive, it's fine.
The only genre that I would say that is pretty hard to do now, considering the landscape of how the world has become so soft, is comedy. Like it's so hard to do a comedy movie now, given how everyone is apparently offended at everything. It's like, what? You would think that comedy could transcend time. Like there was shows like South Park and Family Guy that were getting like censored constantly because of like jokes and stuff. And it's like, we already had went through that a long time ago. And even they had beaten all that stuff to get past that, only to go back and be like pro censorship. And it's like, what? Why can't we have good comedy movies anymore? And who's going to watch shark movies with me? I need a person to watch shark movies with me and review them with me. Come on. I'm giving out $1 an hour. Paying the top dollar here. You get the presence of me next to you. But Gray, you haven't said anything in a little bit. Are you currently dead or alive? I think he was having sex with his wife, honestly. So
He went to go grab a coffee.
probably can do both at the same
Change over
time.
laundry, so some of those lines.
Hey,
Yeah, if you want me to watch
Netter's
Ouija Shark
completely
with you,
right.
you'd have to pay me.
Yeah, you'd have to pay
You
us
wouldn't.
all, MSK, and that's the point. That's why nobody will watch a shark movie with you. But Netters was completely right. I was getting coffee. Come on, MSK, get your mind out of the gutter.
Troy, we're supposed to watch. What are we supposed to watch? We're supposed to watch one of those Italian gangster movies like Scarface. Isn't that what you grew up with? Was Scarface?
The Godfather.
I never seen The Godfather, actually.
Wow.
Only thing I've heard is that the first two are very, very good, and the third one is not good. But that's like the thing for movies back in the day. The first two are always good, then the later ones were, well, some of the worst things ever made.
See, some
always
movies
have
don't
a
need
recap of that.
sequels. Some
Like,
movies are great,
yeah.
the first one, and then when they do a sequel, it's like, why are you trying to make things work with this? It doesn't work.
It happened for there's 4 of them that I always identify with: Alien, Superman, Batman, and Jaws. All started out with some of the most influential movies ever made in their first ones. Second ones were not as good. Except
What
with
the hell are you talking about?
Aliens
You
is
take
different.
Aliens out of your mouth. That is James
Wow.
Cameron's
That
finest
was the
work
only
there.
one that was that was the only
Aliens?
decent, that was the only great sequel to the first one. Superman, Batman, and
Terminator
Jaws had
2?
weaker sequels. Predator 2.
No, Terminator 2.
I never seen Terminator.
Come on.
What?
Dun 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 dun. Dude,
Oh,
you
wow.
got to.
No,
Have
I'm
you
saying
seen
like
any movies?
no, just beside porn
If it's
movies.
cinema, he has not. If it's got sharks in it, he's seen it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you obviously had Aliens and Aliens. Those are like those still hold up so well. Holy shit! But like when you get to Aliens 3 through the rest of them, 3 to 4, you're like, what the hell? Jaws after the first one is the second one's all right. Third one is fourth one is really bad. Batman with Tim Burton. I actually never liked any of those, honestly. I think the first one is just the sequel's not. I don't like the one with Michelle Pfeiffer. I think she's great. I think her and Danny DeVito are great, but the one with That second one is also bad. Rewatch that Batman Returns.
So
one.
many L takes from you, man. You were so wrong. Tim
Rewatch
Burton had
Batman Returns right now. You tell me,
Dude.
Batman Returns is a bad movie.
You were
I watched
wrong.
like 3 different
Michelle
times.
Pfeiffer. That is the best Catwoman that has
yes,
ever
Gray.
been out
What
there.
about the story?
And
Tell me
Danny
what the
DeVito
story
is like the second best Penguin on screen.
Yes, Gray, I agree.
Yeah,
what
he
about
was
story?
the best,
What about
but
the story?
now, yeah.
What about the story? Like, rewatch Batman Returns right now. You tell me that's a good movie. It's a bad movie. Awful fucking movie. Watched it so many different times. I was like, people only watched it once. They're probably kids and never rewatched it. Well, the third one is yikes. Oh my goodness. Ugh, that's what Jim Carrey. Oof, God, that was bad. And Batman and Robin. Someone debate that's even a movie at all, honestly. Someone say that was filled up Warner Brothers parking lot in the fucking 90-degree weather.
Batman Returns has that great scene where it's like when we're talking about Batman killing, and it's like he grabs like a bomb and throws it at one of Penguin's goons, and he goes down into a sewer. So essentially, he gives him like 10 sticks of dynamite and just pushes him down into the sewer, and it blows up. It's like, oh yeah, wow, he killed a dude.
I grew up with Screams from the 90s. I think it was right. I could remember. No, Screams late 90s. Honestly, see, first Scream movie, very, 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 very good. Second one is good. Then you get to that third one. It's certainly a movie. It is a movie.
Like I said, with these sequels, they try and force things to fit, and they don't fit. It's like, no, it's not good because it's not something that's happening naturally. It's something you're forcing to try and make it good or fit, and it's not.
Yeah, that's
and with
why
that one it sucks because they had
okay.
a different script and it was really set to go, and then Columbine happened and they had to completely change it. But hey, we got a Jay and Silent Bob cameo for some reason. I don't know. Scream 3 was not great. But MSK left his own show, so it's suddenly gotten a little bit better. But yeah, it does feel like they definitely force it in some of those sequels. But I guess that's the deal with sequels. They're looking to cash in on some sort of IP. People are familiar with this, so they want more. Give them more.
Sometimes it's
sadly,
forced.
that hardly works out.
Sometimes it can be forced pretty bad too. Like the first film, they only planned one movie, and then it does a bunch of money, and then the executives are all like, "Make us more." So then you go down there and you kind of force that second one, and then
That's why it's
like Final Destination. It's like first movie is really good, and they're on what number now? They keep
8?
going.
Isn't it 7 or 8 at this point?
The newest one just came out a little bit ago, and
it's one of these things. That's why I always give slightly more praise to a better sequel, because it's always harder trying to convince someone the second time than the first, because the first time, with the first one being as good as it is, you have that surprise factor going in. So you have the element of surprise going in. Sequel, you don't have that. You have to kind of basically do something different while not having that first element of surprise at your angle. Like for Top Gun, the first Top Gun movie's all right. I don't think it's great. It's all right. The sequel is really good. That's why I was surprised. Like, damn, sequel is amazing. That lady in that movie didn't age very well from the first one. She aged pretty bad. Let's just say that. Connie said Christian Bale is the best Batman. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, I agree.
No, see, I think Michael Keaton is.
I disagree with
hated Michael
Christian
Keaton.
Bale.
He's so not good. Oh my god, rewatch those.
Okay, watch the film again. It's like he is being the goofy, multi-billionaire at the party and acting all crazy goofy. And then as soon as he walks into the Batcave, his whole demeanor changes, and without him even putting on the suit, he is Batman. Mm-hmm. Just in one facial expression changing.
This might be a hot take, but of the Nolan trilogy, the worst casting was Christian Bale as Batman. Everyone else did an excellent job in those 3 movies, but Christian Bale I thought was the weakest. I thought his Batman was weak. I didn't like his Bruce. I thought Ben Affleck did better than Christian Bale. He should have had a better movie, and I think Michael Keaton's the best so far. But yeah, to me, Bale was not a good choice. His ducked face, weird Batman voice. Even if you go back and watch The Dark Knight with the Heath Ledger's Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker is the only really good thing about that movie. If you start really looking at the plot, it doesn't really hold up. And to me,
now we're going to start fighting.
It doesn't. I don't think The Dark Knight holds up. I honestly don't. I don't think the trilogy as a whole really holds up if you go over time. I mean, I can go on for an hour about how bad the third one was, but
the third one I agree is not good. I do.
But that second one, I just don't think it holds up. If you really look at it, I think
Disagree
everyone
with you
does a good
so
job.
much, Warren.
It's like
You are so wrong.
Warren
Christian
was
Bale
on
is not
fire.
the worst casting in there. It has to go to
First
Anne
of all,
Hathaway.
the worst Batman
Worst
ever
casting
is
ever.
George Clooney, and
Okay,
then it's
well, that was the
Val
third
Kilmer.
one,
Val
not the
Kilmer's
second one.
not good. George Clooney is obviously the worst. And who was there? Robert Pattinson? Not good Batman either. He was.
I never
Robert
saw his.
You're not missing much.
I don't think you're missing anything of that. Just being honest here.
Well, honestly, the Penguin made the movie better. It's the Penguin series, and Colin Farrell as the Penguin is amazing. Like if you get a chance to watch, even just watching the Penguin TV series and not watching the Batman movie, is well worth it. Even though the Batman movie does do some things right, they get the theme, the idea of Batman a lot better. But Robert Pattinson is just like he just plays one way through the entire film as Bruce, as Batman, as
this is for Warren.
Oh my God!
Wow!
Connie said Tim Burton's Batman. So yeah, because in that time period, I actually watched those movies because back when I like Saturday morning cartoons before my mom said go outside and don't come in until dark time, those movies would actually come on. I seen Batman and Returns and all those right after the Saturday morning cartoons would play. They would do it for Superman one week, then Batman the other week. Because at that time period, when I was a bit younger, I grew up in the Batman animated series. So that's what we had. That was always my Batman, was watching that.
Kevin Conroy, best Batman.
Yeah. I think in the Tim Burton Batman movies, there's a few castings here and there that work for me personally. Like the castings are always like the best part about those movies. I just didn't care for what the fucking hell? Jesus, what's his name? Fucking hell. Blanking on his name. I just couldn't care for his Batman. Like, want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. That was crazy guy. Oh my goodness. I just can't do it. It was so bad. Like,
now see, I grew up Batman 66, so
that's
Adam West was the shit.
I love
how he had the shark repellent.
The original 1966 Batman movie where the villains dehydrate the UN Council in penguin themed sub. Oh, it's a classic.
That's so good.
Good Lord. Round one. Fight. Yep. Street Fighter. Warren, put out the fighting gloves.
Hey, let's do this.
I told Warren that he supposed to be on his best behavior tonight. He's starting like movie wars.
I will too. I'll fight on that one. I thought Dark Knight Rises.
I haven't seen the Dark Knight in a long time, so I'll rewatch it. But that because I had rewatched those Tim Burton Batman movies and the Joel Schumacher ones. I watched them.
Don't compare them. They're not the same thing. Schumacher is no quality, Tim Burton.
One is quality.
No, he put nipples on the bat.
Come on, the bat ass.
George Clooney was terrible.
Ass?
Val Kilmer wasn't bad, but it was a bad movie. But George Clooney was terrible.
Bad. Those are
even George Clooney says he was terrible.
Yeah, when the actor of the movie says he's bad, that's when you know this shit is bad.
He apologized to fans after that movie. He's like, "I'm so sorry."
Go back and watch Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face. Horrible. None of those. All those movies are bad. Like I've tried to rewatch them over and over to see like what people really liked about them. To me, that's just not Batman. To me, that was like, okay, these are just kind of made in the time period that they were in. You know,
you have to remember in that time period we didn't have anything. There was no.
You came from Adam West Batman to that. You're like, okay,
there was no
MSK.
hero movies.
You're comparing them all. That would be like saying that Robert Pattinson is the exact same as Batfleck. Like they're different.
Yeah.
Hey, but it's all a multiverse. Technically, they're all the same. No, I'm joking. No, like going from I guess your time period to like the 89 period would be like let's say you're in a desert. It's my example. Let's say you're in a desert and you're freaking dehydrated and you haven't drank or eaten any food for like I don't know.
Okay, so it's like MSK's Love Life.
Yeah. Fuck. I almost blew my back out. So you get saved.
What?
So you get saved, and then they offer you. Then your savior.
I think Warren just read your comment, honey.
Oh God! So you get saved in the desert after having not drinking or eaten anything in months. You're on that last day, where you're gonna die, and then your savior offers you Arrowhead water. You drink it, and you're like, "Damn, this tastes so good," not realizing the fact that you were dehydrated for months. Of course, you're gonna think that tastes good. Then, when you come back to
What
civilization,
do you have against Arrowhead water? It's no Dasani.
Yes, and then let's just say you drink Dasani, you're like, "This tastes so good." Wait a minute. Arrowhead was yes, because when you were starved of something and you have like nothing and you get something kind of okay, you're like, okay, this is the best thing ever. Then when you get something slightly better, you're like, you know what? It's probably
What is
better.
this analogy? Why did you bring up Arrowhead? Is like Arrowhead notoriously not good water?
Yes, it tastes like shit. If I
Water.
was saved,
It tastes like water.
no, theirs tastes like booty hole. If you put your tongue in an asshole, that's what Arrowhead would taste like.
I'll have to take your word for that.
I have no experience technically in that metaphor, but you know, like I'm just saying though, if someone offered me Arrowhead and I was dehydrated, we're about to fight right there on the street. You know, like I'm not kidding. That shit
Because you
tastes
don't
like
believe
actual
in
trash.
water?
What are you thinking, man? Nope, that was the easiest joke I could make there. But what do you mean? You're gaslighting me. You know what I mean. It basically means
We don't.
if you're basically starved of something and they give you something like kind of decent, you're gonna think it's the best while not having any.
Are you just taking the roundabout way of saying that you're thirsty?
Get some water, man. It's okay. We can.
I got some water.
Yeah.
No. Okay, that's good water.
Stay
Great
hydrated.
water tastes good.
Got some liquid death here, sparkling water.
Now, see, I
Okay, he's
tried
getting a
Liquid
drink.
Death, and I didn't care for it. It just
Which
had this.
flavors did you try?
It was just plain Liquid Death, I guess. Original flavor,
The,
whatever. It just had this really off taste to it. Not quite tinny.
What do you
but
mean?
It's
it tasted
water in a can.
Flat. Yeah, kind of flat.
They came out with some new flavors like the Killer Cola. Tastes kind of like RC Cola,
nice.
but less sugary. The Dr. Death tastes like Dr. Pepper. There's a great root beer. But the original ones don't. You are right. Like the first flavors that came out were like the cherry and the melon. They all have kind of a weird aftertaste, but then they really locked it in with the Killer Cola, the Dr. Death, and the root beer one. Those ones are pretty good.
I've only had the plain one where it cost like $7 or something for a little tiny can at like some sort of show. But
Oh wow.
you know, it's always great. It's kind of like MSK's analogy, I'm supposing. You know, I was thirsty and it was the only thing available. So it
my
was good.
analogy perfectly worked. Your mind is just too small and feeble to understand my 200
Sure.
IQ genius.
It's on everybody else. Yeah, it is totally
it's
not
like
on you.
When you watch a good movie and you just didn't understand it and someone just calls you stupid for not understanding their movie, that's kind of like what you did for my analogy. My analogy works perfectly in every single scenario, but tonight. Technically.
What did you even mean by that sentence? Like,
Nothing.
I understand every word individually, but when you put them together in that order, what the hell are you talking about?
See, Geek Flag, he knows. Dr. Pepper is the best soda invented right after root beer. I think root beer tastes like shit. Dr. Pepper is fine. I think Sprite's the best one ever created, honestly.
Well, Diet Dr. Pepper, I liked when I used to drink soda because it tasted more like regular Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
It's one of the few diet sodas that actually taste like the actual soda. So, but I haven't drunk soda in, gosh, it's been years.
I couldn't drink root beer. I couldn't. It just tastes so bad. It tastes like, I don't know, eating a cockroach.
Soda's essentially drinking like poison, like a slow acting poison.
It's sugar water.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Even the diet stuff, it's like you got aspartame in it, and it's like,
yeah. People say, "Oh, but drink the diet one."
Mother aspartame.
If when we were poor, 1 month we ran out of soda because black and food stamps and all that stuff, and you have those people that come over and give you food. We had people give us Diet Shastas. Diet Shasta, outside of the Coca-Cola flavored, was disgusting. Drinking Diet Orange must have been like eating out a black woman's butthole that was sweaty after the gym because that shit tastes so bad.
You want a Diet Dr. Diet Dr. Pepper?
No, nothing diet. I'll die.
Here you go, sweetie. I know you need one.
Those are like what Satan drinks for his freaking morning routines. God. Oh, goodness.
What does that even mean? Why would Satan have a morning routine that involved diet soda?
Great. I don't believe in space wizards. Do you think Satan exists?
It's like considering that
hell are
Troy
you
right now
blabbering
is
about?
drinking that Diet Dr. Pepper. I don't think he's Satan.
He's just down there, just like, I'm gonna go torture some souls, but where's my? Give me a Dr. Pepper real
Yes,
quick.
only Satan
Diet
can
one.
drink
I
the
want
diet
you
one.
bigger.
If he drinks Diet Shasta, that orange flavor, that is like literally if you licked the ground up and down 10 times. That's what
Well,
that
that's
would
what
taste
that's what's
like.
gonna happen
Yeah, but
when
it
you
would
go
be
to hell. Is they're gonna just serve you orange
If someone
Diet
serves me Diet
Shasta.
Shastas,
Diet
I
Shasta.
will fight
You
you.
have, and you're gonna have to drink them while the devil laughs.
Yeah, Eric. We talked about it yesterday. That talk about quality they're making out there in Marvel. Lab says I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna die anyway. I'm going out happy. Pineapple Fanta. I'll say so. Anything
Ooh.
pineapple related is just pineapple so strong. Like it's
So you mix it with Malibu rum and you got yourself a nice drink.
Oh, so
Are you guys
good.
alcoholics?
It's great.
It's
On,
like I like my
Because we
Malibu
enjoy an
rum.
adult beverage, we're somehow alcoholics now.
It's
we
like
can-
Friday
we can enjoy
nights. I
moderately.
am allowed. Well, not allowed, but Friday night is when I can have my drink for working the work week and surviving. And I usually have what I call a Netter's Nectar. It's a Malibu rum and usually something like cranberry pomegranate or
Nice.
grape or something like that mixed in with it. And it's really good.
Sounds delicious. MSK, why are you trying to give anyone else crap? Why is your drug that you're talking about just simply like alcohol, but you're not counting like sugar, one of the worst drugs with the least amount of benefit that's out there? Come on, man. It's all chemicals.
Gray, do you
You're killing yourself in a different way.
technically speaking, I will die at some point when I'm like 100 years old because I've lived so long because I'm just that amazing of a person? No?
Well, I'm gonna live forever or die trying.
That's true. Or you're going to die trying, living forever. See?
you just said what she said, but slower and somehow less intelligible.
Okay, this is
Yeah.
where my shirt
Wow.
comes
The
in.
eloquence was gone.
I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you.
That's
MSK,
true.
that shirt is like made for you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, goodness gracious. Kickstarts Little Caesars fried chicken or MSK track. I love chicken. And I'm typically blacker than most people here, Like, but no, we had a great fun time tonight. We're gonna wrap up here in like another 5 minutes. I have to get some stuff done. Honestly, I have to get some more quality videos put together. Got to do a lot more editing because there's so many clips I have to put out for content we've already did, and it's you guys did a pretty good job on those videos. I paid you well, honestly. Like usually if there's no topics, I'll usually just go on Walmart.com and just copy and paste a food item for a freaking title. I'm just that lazy, like that's what I do, or I'll just what?
So when you gonna send me my payment, which is a case of Reese's?
A case of Reese's, huh?
Yes, I love Reese's.
What makes you think I wouldn't eat them before I send them to you?
Well, you'd have to share.
Oh crap! Dang it! No, don't try the white chocolate Reese's. Those taste like eating
no, white chocolate is an abomination. It is not chocolate. There's no cocoa in there at all.
Cocoa butter, though.
That's
cocoa butter, but it's there's no chocolate in it. It's not chocolate. It's basically emulsifiers.
Agreed.
Scorpio, what's up, buddy? How black? Voted for Biden black? That's the only metric that mattered. That's true. I'm stealing that one. I'm stealing that. Voted for Biden black. I'm stealing that one. That is mine now. Thank you, Blood Scorpio. See, the white man came through and gave me something. Fucking hell. Like, if you try white chocolate Reese's, that is like eating a rat. I'm not kidding. It tastes so bad. I don't know why Reese's even made that.
How do you know what rat tastes like?
Yeah, you mentioned roaches earlier too. What are you eating, man?
Back in the day, in my prime,
Do we need to PayPal you some cash or order you a pizza or something? Like, you need to tell us if you need help. Like, blink twice if you need to.
I'm not gonna lie. You eat white chocolate Reese's, you're about to be seeing yourself in hell. That shit is so bad.
I'm gonna send you white chocolate Reese's with diet.
No.
Diet Shasta.
If someone says me, hey, Diet Shasta, I'm pouring that off my roof. It's gonna hit a homeless man. Like, The only other thing, cookies and cream, Hershey's cookies and cream. That's the only other white chocolate I would eat. That tastes pretty good. But anything else white, yeah, white chocolate. Because I'm usually into like white women. Yeah, I'm usually into like Mexican women. So I either get vanilla ice cream or I get tacos. It's all the same essentially. You know?
That has nothing to do with chocolate.
Yeah, I'm not into
No,
black girls.
it
Yeah.
really doesn't.
They're not
Rarely
even the
do his
same
thoughts
group of
connect.
Food. Yeah.
I'm not into black girls, so I'm not into chocolate. Thank you. That was the save I needed.
Like Choco Tacos, like the ice cream ones.
MSK,
What?
nobody assumed that you were into girls.
Great. Did you eat that BBC taco?
Don't even know what you're talking about, man. But then again, that's like most other appearances on this show. Just I'm sitting here wondering how those words kind of connect in your
You
mind.
never had a BBC taco?
I can't say that I have.
Warren, you ever had a BBC taco ever?
I'm not answering that.
God, goodness gracious. Vanilla ice cream and tacos are the same thing. MSK 2025. We all know MSK roll. No, I am as straight as a highway. I've had sex with a lot of women at this point in my life. My dick almost fell off having sex with a woman. I was that good.
One of those sentences sounds true.
You know, being really good with sex with women is how I've won at life. You know, the 60-year-old woman wants to bang me too, huh? She wanted me to go over her house and massage her. What am I, her caretaker? What the hell? I don't massage women for free. What the hell? You know? Yes, leprosy from man's ass won't do that to you. Laps, go to bed. Go to bed. You need sleep. You are deranged. Oh my God.
You're calling him deranged?
Laps lost his brain a long time ago. Reese's are delicious. That's true. M&Ms
true.
are the best too. Like, I sometimes get a bag of M&Ms, like the Dollar General, open them and just start to eat them, you know? Or you guys ever just eat nuts randomly? Nothing
you do.
disgusting. You ever just get a jar of nuts and just eat them whenever you're hungry? No? Does anyone do that? Wow. You guys disappoint me. Goodness gracious, man. You guys are insane. But yeah, good God. These guys are trying to get me to say some stuff here that I'm not. I am a professional on these
How am
shows.
I getting you to say stuff? You just randomly
Yeah,
spurt out stuff like all the time. Like you're like a cancel culture comment generator. It's you just generate comments to get us canceled.
I already got canceled for jokes. And it's just literally jokes, you know?
Jokes?
Yes. I just implied that an Asian woman worked at Panda Express and made chow mein. How in the world was that racist?
How was that a joke?
These guys called me a moon cricket.
You know how a joke works, right? Like there's a build up and then there's the like.
Yeah. I thrive off shock
You
humor.
familiar with the concept of a punchline, though?
No.
It's kind of an important element of a joke.
You think I'm Dave Chappelle?
Far from it.
No.
I mean, we're both black. We have something in common. You know, we're both successful.
Maybe
rich,
one thing.
You know, I won't say he's good looking. Dave Chappelle's a pretty ugly guy. But I'm good looking. You know, tall and handsome.
Don't think anyone would say that.
Yeah, my wife last night was saying that as I was jokingly inside her, metaphorically.
Why did you put quotations around metaphorically?
Can I get things that are not true for $5,000?
Oh, good old Alex Trebek, Jeopardy. Man, I miss Jeopardy. Good Lord. Have you ever ate nuts? You are not beating out. No, I'm not. I don't mean like someone's dick. I meant like nuts you buy at the store. You guys are weird. You guys need your minds out of the gutter. I'm talking about food. Oh my God.
Okay. What's your favorite type of nut? Like walnuts, pecans?
That's going to get me in trouble saying those things. I like honey roasted nuts.
Actual.
Pistachios shelled.
Yes.
Do you count almonds as nuts?
Yeah.
I like almonds a lot.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, almonds. They're really good. I like those a lot. Honey roasted nuts.
An almond has nothing on a cashew. Come on, man.
A cashew? Oh, I like those too.
Cashew.
A cashew?
I do like
good.
the way you
like
say
those.
cashew. Cashew.
Thank you.
It's called cashew.
French.
Oh my God, great.
Oh, would you like this cashews?
No, I'm not. You guys are weird. Yeah. I thought, hey, you like eating nuts? And you guys immediately started sucking dick. No, you guys are weird. You need help. go outside and meet a girl and marry her or something, whatever you guys do in your life. I don't care. Stop thinking about sex. You're
Done.
deranged.
You're the one who brought it up.
That was Warren.
No, I'm not bringing up nuts.
Reified. I was talking about salty nuts. Like, no. Like, what in the
Nobody
world?
made it salty. You're the only one who brought up salty here.
Yeah,
Boy,
you're definitely
got-
projecting.
Have you guys ever seen? There was I think it was a Saturday Night Live skit with Alec Baldwin when they're talking about sweaty balls.
Oh yeah, some of Baldwin's best work.
Yeah, it's like you
MSK
cannot
appreciates the
watch
sweaty
that
balls.
without cracking up.
It's not true, Eric. Not true at all. I'm a fan of fine cuisine, like salads. You know, not tossing salads. You know, but
You think salads are fine cuisine? What
No.
comes in this
No.
fine cuisine? Iceberg?
no. I don't eat salads. So salads are for fat people and homosexuals. Just
You
eat
just said you
steak.
eat salads.
You eat steak like a man. Medium, not
What do you
medium
have
rare.
against salad?
My steak has to be well done. Who eats medium rare steaks?
I do with the way
Like-
they're supposed to be eaten.
Oh my god.
I don't want it
Sorry,
to
I like
be
my medium
burnt.
well.
Still respectable.
That's
Well done steaks all the way. Medium. You want to die from the blood? in
Well
that thing?
done.
Medium well.
You
So it's brown, but not overdone. Because I don't like to see the pink inside, whereas
Yeah, me
Troy
neither.
does.
Not really a pink
MSK is
inside
also
kinda
not a
man.
fan of the pink.
sear it for a minute on each side and then throw it at me.
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
So you like it's still mooing.
Yeah, then
I-
I'll cut it right off the cow. Just bring it by the
Any blood that I see, any pink, it's gonna be like, oh my goodness, can't do it. I know it's not blood. I'm making a joke. Oh my god. The thing about peanuts is 100% of peanuts, peanut butter tastes awful. Give me the peanut butter mixed with other thing. Yeah, I don't really typically eat peanut butter. I just usually just prefer the nuts. No homo. No homo.
He only likes peanut butter on nuts.
So, MSK,
I like the pink.
if we're going to recap like the last 5 minutes, let's see. You enjoy nuts in your mouth, and then your meat had better not be pink.
Yeah, I'd rather prefer blue waffles, obviously, you know?
Huh.
Yeah.
So do you drink the blue milk too?
No. Ugh, God. Does she have gonorrhea? Holy shit. God. No, I
MSK.
prefer if the women I meet have pink. You know, just saying, no meat. Pinks are fine. You know, if it ain't pink, it ain't a twink. I don't know. So those all the saying is, honestly.
What are you... MSK, shut it down now.
Shut everything down. Yeah, I don't know. When meat is like pink or whatever, I don't know. My meat's got to be done. Sorry.
You prefer your meat of color?
He wants
burnt, just like my skin. You know, it's like in those freaking hillbilly movies. I heard y'all coming over here for some fun, and that person usually ends up like helping the villain, getting his head slit off in the movie or something like that. What happened to the trope of the black guy dying quickly in the movies? You know, now it's like the white guy dies first, and it's like, oh dang it, I missed him when the black person was out of the movie quickly. You know. Well, we had a great conversation here. Time to wrap it up here.
What's it?
Gray, I'm trying to get help here, and you are not helping me, man.
Huh.
No?
I
right.
do agree you need help.
Yes. Do you need a hug?
Good. Remember, no touching.
Right. So, because thinking about what I've thought about and what I thought I knew, thinking about what I
Nuts.
should have known based off how I was thinking, what was I thinking about?
Nuts.
No. All right. Fucking hell. You guys have Asperger's or something. Fucking hell. Netter's Network, since she is the guest tonight, she will go first. What do you have planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about and where they can find you?
Let's see. You can find me at Netters Network on YouTube, on Twitter. It's Netters Network without the apostrophe in Netters and all one word. I have coming up Thursday things. Still trying to line up a guest. The one that I was going to have kind of fell through, so it might just be me and Troy shooting the breeze.
But you have
Let's
Gray.
see that.
Gray's supposed to come on, remember?
Oh yeah, it's like if you are you want to come on my channel, just shoot me a DM on Twitter.
Yeah, and now
um,
she's poaching my panelist. See, she's gonna offer you more millions than I am. See?
Are you going to help him grow his channel?
He's a clout chaser. It's hard, you know. These clout chasing.
MSK has the opposite effect on things. Things around him don't tend to grow.
God, I do love eggs. Eggs taste fucking amazing. Well, eggs have horrible aftertaste. Like when you have sex with your wife, it's just how the taste is bad
What?
afterwards.
What?
Yeah, I had some one night stands where it tasted pretty bad afterwards. Yeah. So,
We should have. We need to start giving new guests like a flyer or like an email. Like this, we need to warn you that could be facing this kind of stuff. And
what? Like a warning.
apologize
Warning.
beforehand.
Warning. This show will have these types of. But no, sorry. What else did you have coming up?
So Thursday, I said, it might just be me and Troy, or if Gray wants to come on, like I said, shoot me a DM on Twitter, and I'm happy to have you on. Friday, I'll be guest hosting on Friday Night Last Call on Troy Pacelli's channel, which is basically just look up Last Call with Troy Pacelli, and you'll find me over there guest hosting. Saturday, I'll be over on Big Al Presents channel, and we'll be watching. Do you remember, sweetie?
What?
Big Al's movie.
Love at First Bite.
Love at First Bite.
Nice.
Nice, fun Dracula vampire movie. Let's see. Sunday, I'll be in the green room in Geeky Users. I said all of our shows start 9 p.m. Central, 10 Eastern. I'm sorry, Geeky Users is 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern. Let's see. Monday, I'll be co-hosting with Troy on his channel for his members only movie night. Tuesday, I'll be over on Deleted Scenes channel for Sparkwood and 21. And that starts at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And then followed by Lake 7 over on Troy's channel. That's going to start at 10 p.m. Central. Let's see, it's Tuesday, Wednesday. And then that brings me back around to the next Thursday where I don't have a guest yet.
Hell yeah. Oh, also, Warren is also free on Thursday, just in case Gray can't come through, because, you know, you can't trust a clout chaser like Gray. You can't trust a mustard jar, you know?
Yeah, it's like I'm always looking for guests for Thursday things. So if anyone's interested, you got a channel you want to grow, or you just got something you're really passionate about that you want other people to know about it, drop me a DM on Twitter. I don't think there are any like restrictions or anything. You might have to follow me first in order to be able to message me, but then you can unfollow me because I don't care.
She
I
didn't even
really
follow
don't care
me
about
on,
how many followers on Twitter.
She didn't follow me on Twitter. She didn't
No
follow
one
me
should.
at all.
I just followed you on Twitter, so I'll hit you up on about possibly getting on your show, Netters.
Sure, that'd be great.
Yep, I'll follow her right now. I'll give her clout. There you go. I have bestowed you my clout. There you go. It's a broom that I sweep over. Whew.
Just be prepared for his MSK's Twitter. It gets interesting.
MSK, don't act like you own a broom. Come on, man.
What do you mean? I do gentleman sweeps all the time. You don't do gentleman sweeps?
You've shown that room before. You don't sweep.
Oh, I vacuum like a modern day man. We have technology. So when my housewife is here, she vacuums actually.
So it never happens?
My shower shoots $100 bills at me. Why are you trying to give me a
Nice.
fantasy about you in the shower? That's very homosexual, and I'm a straight man. So, DK says just follows you, Netters. Awesome. Fly me
Yeah,
out.
it's
Hell
like
yeah.
I'm following y'all back. And
Awesome.
Gray, is that your name on Twitter?
Yes. Yeah, I'll definitely
Okay.
follow you.
Okay, yeah, and then I'll follow you back. Yeah, then like I said, you guys interested in being on Thursday things, just let me know which Thursday, and I'm happy to have you on.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. But just keep in mind when you give these guys clout, they're crazy. They're insane. You've seen
Well,
what they
see,
have to offer.
on my channel, your cloud is being a blue wrench. They're not blue wrenches on my channel.
True. Do never give them blue wrenches. Never. That is my rule. Never give them any power. Because if they have power, they'll take. It's like that movie where Brutus betrayed
I
Caesar.
thought you were going to say Split, where, like he kidnaps the girls. No?
Sure. Awesome.
Oh,
You
thank you, DK
Wait, you-
Bones. You said it just followed me.
Awesome. So,
Oh.
Grey Poupée, what do you have planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about? Besides giving me
The
all
Summer
your
of
paycheck.
Gray. Oh, yeah. No, you can definitely not have those. But, the Summer of Gray is about to be in full swing. T-minus 2 weeks or so, and then, the channel will be revitalized. But if you just can't get enough of me until then, tomorrow night on That Darn Kidda's channel, The Thinkers, every Thursday night at, I think it's 8 p.m. Pacific. It's good times. It's people from like 4 different countries that get together and disagree about everything. It's kind of fun to get a international opinion. This week we're talking about the LA riots and a bunch of other things in the news. So if you want kind of an international opinion on that, come join the crowd. Get in on the argument, and hopefully you can leave amicably. But that's about all I got going on. What about you, Warren? What do you have going on, sir? Are we getting to draw stream number 3?
Yep, episode 3 of my draw stream will be this Sunday. I'm also starting to set up a Squarespace store online where you guys will be able to pick up my comic book, which I was trying to reach for one, but I don't have one close by. That was bad. Okay. But yeah, I'm going to have a store for my comic book soon. I'll be promoting that. And episode 3 will be coming up 8 o'clock Western or West Coast time. And I'll be working on pages of issue 4 of my comic book and talking about the process. I plan to have a guest on, but I haven't talked to him yet. So if I do have the guest on, we'll be talking about art. And if no guest on, it'll just be me on there talking about my process. And if anyone stops by and has any questions, and you have any questions about making comic books or art, it's a good time. You can ask me anything while I'm drawing. And that's the plan that's coming up. Also, Friday show with MSK. I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about, but I have a couple topics for him if he does want to talk about them.
Oh, there's a lot. It feels like
yeah.
you can't even get to comic book reviews. There's so much coming out constantly. News doesn't start slowing down until like when kids are going back to school, honestly.
Oh, yeah,
Usually,
I just read an IMDb article about the Avengers movie that I think would be a great topic to talk about.
Oh, yeah,
So,
okay.
Yeah, it's essentially saying that the rumored budget, and this is IMDb article, the rumored budget for Avengers Doomsday so far is 3 times that of the Ant-Man and Wasp movie, which ballooned up to $388 million. So there's some people are saying that the budget for Doomsday right now is getting close to or surpassed $1 billion, meaning that even without advertisement, it would have to make $2 billion.
Yeah, keep in mind.
Considered a success.
Keep in mind.
It can't be right, can it? There's no way.
Every other
like when
Avengers movie is like one of the highest. It's like Avengers,
But
Age
$1
of
billion
Ultron,
budget?
Infinity War. Like Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and Endgame are some of the most expensive movies ever made. So they're like with marketing factored in, they cost about, from what I remember, because the first Avengers movie was a bit different, about $450. So it's $450. Your movie has to probably take in $1 billion and like an extra $200 million on top of that. I mean, the Avengers movies should be hitting $1 billion. If any of those Avengers movies do not do as well as those previous other 4, that is showing you there's some brand damage
$1 billion to make it. I mean, I'm the same way, Greg. When I read that, I didn't think it was true. I've Google searched it, and it's being reported on multiple, but that could just be a leaked thing that's kind of, because it's so wild. That's probably why it could have just been a lie that caught motion. But I'm starting.
You're just talking Doomsday, right?
Yeah,
not
just Doomsday.
But it would make sense.
It's already ballooned to supposedly $1 billion.
I mean, dude,
I could maybe see that for what is it, Secret Wars, where they're gonna basically reboot everything. It's like, yeah, everything led to this, so maybe, but why would you spend it all on Doomsday?
Someone told me that RDJ's fee alone is like $250 million.
No, RDJ, he revealed that a while ago. His fees are like $90 to $100 million just for being here. He's getting
but that's I wonder if that's multiple
Deserved.
films though. Like if it's like $250, but it's for.
Let me see the number right here. Okay, so
like
the first
5
Avengers
films.
movie budget was between $220 to $225. Now there was definitely $100 million of marketing added to that, so that's like 3 something. Then Age of Ultron Age of Ultron's budget was, Jesus Christ, between 365 to 495.
Well, like, why was Andor 600 million? Like,
What?
does
It has to be
Disney
the
have a-
cast. What
does
a what a
Disney
Dude, if
commitment.
you
have a
watch it,
training problem?
you will see why. It
Okay.
is seriously the Penguin of the Star Wars universe. Like, it elevates Rogue One and A New Hope in
So it
such
elevates
an
me?
amazing way. It is worth everything. But if you're going to ask why did something like The Acolyte cost that much, I have no idea. I don't
Well,
see the
I
production
think
value.
Disney has a problem with ballooning, and there's something going wrong there, because other people are doing movies just as good as what they're doing or better, and they're doing it for half the budget. So there's something
Yeah.
going on with Disney where these films are ballooning up to 200, 300 million dollars. And I don't know, sometimes it's rewrites, but it's like
Labor
So-
costs, dude. If people don't know, labor costs on some of these jobs are, and it's not just labor costs. You have to factor in insurance, filming on location, housing everyone, paying all the talent, catering. So you think about all those expenses, and the crews are bigger and bigger and bigger now. Like, look at Infinity War. Infinity War's budget was $325 to $400 million. Endgame. So, like, even when it came to the first one, the lowest budget they've ever had for an Avengers movie is what did I say? 220? That's the lowest they've ever had for one. That was in 2012. Go inflation and everything's different back then too. Yeah, Infinity War, like Endgame's budget is $356 to $400 million. So like they've always had high budgets for these because they feel like their return on investment is going to be in the billions and billions plus. But if Doomsday has a very similar budget to Endgame and it doesn't hit a billion or becomes like one of the highest grossing movies ever, that's a failure. Like, I'm sorry.
If it's $1 billion, there are some people in Disney that are sweating freaking bullets right now.
Yeah.
Because
Here.
you're trying to get a film with Marvel has no good faith. The last movie before Doomsday will be Fantastic Four. So there's a 2-year wait period until we get to see another Disney or another Marvel movie.
Oh, bring it right
And
here.
then if it's true that it's $1 billion, that means after marketing and everything's said and done, like 1.5 billion, and then they're going to have to make 3 just to be considered a success.
Like, okay, so these come from Wikipedia, but if people don't want to check that, then they had it right here. So like, look at these. These have always been big. Look at these. That's insane. But keep in mind, back then you could get away with doing that because these would make $1 billion and like $500 million on top of it too. So these were profitable, but it's like, damn, you do this now and they don't make. So what did Endgame pull in? What did Endgame do? So they're putting in, what did you say? The budget was 350. So like, unless it brings in box office.
Yeah, it had to be over $1 billion because Captain Marvel was $1 billion.
So I don't think they're bringing in this. So let's do Infinity War. No, Infinity War did $2 billion too, right? Infinity War did.
Yeah, they hit $2 billion. They hit $2 billion with a couple of them.
So they're hoping they get $2 billion out of that. Or they're putting in that amount of money that you would expect that hits $2 billion, right? A little bit less than okay, I see it. Age of Ultron.
I don't know, man. That just seems like such a bad model considering like the last 5 of them have not even come close.
Yeah. Age
it's
of
putting
Ultron
a lot of faith in a movie that in a franchise that everyone's lost faith in.
If they can take in that number, that would be worthwhile. That is profitable, but that means that budget is probably, like you said, what, 300, 350 before marketing? Yeah, you have to hit this. Otherwise, that's a flop.
For Doomsday?
Yeah, you said what?
No,
what
a budget's $1 billion.
Oh, no way.
That's what the articles say. That's what multiple articles are saying, that the budget so far has ballooned to $1 billion. IMDb said that the budget for the supposed leaked budget for Doomsday is 3 times that of Ant-Man, and Ant-Man was at $388 million. So that's 3 times that. That's over $1 billion. So that's what the rumors. I'm seeing it on multiple sites too.
That is
if you look up Avengers Doomsday budget, even the Google AI is saying that the leaks from the studio is saying it's at $1 billion. Now that might not be true. This might be just a fantastical bullshit.
Let's just lowball it and say it's at like $600 million, like Andor. You need to be taking in $1 billion plus.
$600 million sounds more realistic for them going all in.
That's
an
insane number.
$1 billion?
Even that's insane. $600 million for a movie? That is insane. That's
Marvel's about to be owned by Apple. That's what's going to happen in 2 years. Doomsday is going to flop because it can't make $3 billion. And then they're going to sell to
I
Apple.
want to see this. I know we'll talk about it Friday. I'm sorry, Netter. Sorry about this. Sorry. So Ant-Man's budget.
I'm just like, go ahead, do your rambling.
We're almost done. Ant-Man's budget was one. You said what? You said
that is how most people treat MSK.
Ant-Man's budget was 130. Okay, so 130.
Well, they said this the Quantum one, not the first one.
Oh, Quantum. Okay.
The Quantum Ant-Man, the newest one.
Yeah, that one was at least. That one's budget was.
So yeah, the reported budget was 388.
And they said it's 3 times that. 388 times 3.
So that's $1,164,000,000.
Oh.
That's what they're saying around what the Avengers.
We need to do that. We need to talk about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably
wild.
not true because I agree with Greg. That doesn't sound right. If it is true, they need to fire people because that's
horrible money mismanagement.
That's ridiculous management.
Or even if we lowballed it and we said it was $600 million, that's also crazy. That is insane of a movie budget.
Well, how much of the budget is just RDJ and the Russo brothers? Like, how much did it cost them to get the Russo brothers to come back? And I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, there's no way. I'll just, if I had to guess, I'm lowballing it. That movie isn't costing anything less than $500 million.
Anything less than $500 million, and I'd call him a liar. $1 billion, though, there's a big mistake. Well, I mean, I don't know. How easy is it to go from $500 million on a runaway budget to $1 billion? It's possible. Are they doing rewrites? Why did they hold it off for a year? There's a lot of. It's not looking good. The signs aren't good for success. Postponing the launch.
You're right.
Ballooning budgets. It doesn't sound good.
So we'll cover this in a full topic Friday, but I just wanted to type it in for the AI overview we were talking about. You said, according to IMDb, this is a rumor you said too.
That was the article that I was looking at that I pulled up. Yeah.
I hate this company. I fucking hate these people. There's no way. There's absolutely $1 billion for a budget. That means you would have to take in what Troy said. You would have to take at least in $3 billion just to profit. Anything less than that is a flop, right?
Well, it's not like they're spending $1 billion on the advertising for this. Like, the rule of thumb is generally double it, but I don't think it scales up like that.
Yeah.
But thank you, DK.
There's no way.
It was a good show. No thanks to MSK.
Oh, yeah. You know, I bring in the quality and the entertainment and the jokes and the charisma, you know, and the sternness, you know, and the handsomeness.
And the cringe.
Damn it. Had to throw it in there. No, we will have to discuss that on Friday because Jesus fucking Christ, Disney. Like, even when I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt, they go and do things like that. It's like, oh my God, fucking hell. There's no way. I just can't believe a movie cost $1 billion to make. What? That means they have money for days. They've lost billions and billions, and they have just randomly $1 billion to make a movie. Like, what the fuck?
I think they have one of those money printing machines inside Epcot Center. They just got some guy in there 24/7.
Here, RDJ, here is a crate of your money right there. There you go.
Well, that's why it costs like $200 or $300 for a lightsaber at Disney, or like $20 for a glass of water, because they got to make that money back.
The rumor, like you said, from the AI overview, is that a significant portion of that budget is going to cast salaries. Just the salaries alone.
Yeah.
Not even making the movie. But it's several sources. So you have small screen. I don't know how credible or reputable that source is, actually. And then you also have IMDb. Is IMDb reputable? Probably not. But then again, when I'll say this, I'm not trying to shit on them. When a more bigger, reputable one reports on it,
yeah,
we'll probably see
it'll be fun to talk about, but it's probably not true. It's probably overblown.
So unless you count IMDb as a reputable source, it came from Small Screen, and it came from Hindustan. And there was a leak on Reddit that you talked about. So the leak on Reddit was like 7 days ago. And let's see where that link came from. Yeah, there's no actual link on the Reddit page either. So we'll cover the rumor. Going over rumors are always fun, Yeah, there's no way.
Look
Yeah,
at it this way.
yeah.
Look at it this way. $500 million budget. Let's say it balloons up to $500 million, which is possible since Ant-Man cost them $388. So let's say it balloons up to $500 million. Well, then you spend the same amount on the budget as you do the advertisement. Let's just say they've spent half. Then that balloons it up to $750 million if you're only paying half the budget for the advertisement. Now, for a Doomsday, they're probably going to spend a budget's worth on the advertisement because this is a big film that they need.
Yeah.
So then that's right there, $1 billion budget plus advertising if they spend the same amount on the budget as they do the advertising. So with advertising, this could easily get maybe not $1 billion, but you're talking $700 million for the film. Well, then right there, you need 1.4 just to be considered
If this
a
thing
break
is
even.
if this thing is $500 million, and let's say the marketing for it is about like 150, putting in like $600 million plus, that thing needs $1 billion. It needs it. Now, I don't know on this current landscape if Disney movies can even, or Disney Marvel movies can even pull off $1 billion. Like I expect Avengers movies to do that. I expect them to. Now, given the recent movies that have come out, is it possible, or do people only shell out the money for event movies like these? I think for event movies like these, there will be a big turnout. I just don't know if they're going to outgross the other previous two.
Well, that's the big deal. Is Avengers 1, 2, Civil War, all of those films had a wave of anticipation. So they had films building up to it. Like, we're going to go see Infinity War because we finally get to see Thanos in action because they've been building it up for like the last 8 years. Or now with this one, 2 years of nothing, no build up. No, and the movies that did go on before it were not well received.
Yeah, the word of mouth was
Fantastic
very bad.
Four cannot even. Well, there's no way Fantastic Four can be good enough to create a hype wave to last 2 years to Doomsday. So they're going to go into this without having the hype train, without having any build up, without having any storylines. They essentially are going off of of nostalgia. It's like we brought back the Russo brothers, the masterminds of Endgame. We brought back RDJ. We brought back Fox X-Men. Like, get John Marston's going to be Cyclops again, We're bringing back, so there is some of that, but they were trying to run on nostalgia and they're running on no faith. And it's just like, they're just dumping money into this stuff, and they're also apparently having a problem budgeting correctly because Ant-Man and Quantumania, Ant-Man should not be a $388 million film. The character's not strong enough to carry that kind of budget. So yeah, I don't want to go too long because we want to end the show, but yeah, it's.
Oh no, you're fine. Dude, all their movies recently, even like. Man, everything in Phase 4 and Phase 5, the budgets are at least 180 to 220. Like Thor: Love and Thunders was 220 or $200 million. That one debatably broke even. Like
even
Thunderbolts, are coming from.
Thunderbolts, which audience liked it and the critics liked it, did worse than Brave New World. So, and it's like even their good movies. And they're good films. The bad faith is
that one
so bad.
Has had the brunt of basically. It's what I like. That would actually be franchise fatigue. People have gotten so fed up with the previous movies that any new movie that comes out, they are just gonna not check out. It's like when a TV show goes like 10, 15 seasons, unless there is some general really good word of mouth, people just aren't gonna watch that season as much as like when it first dropped because it's not as new. It's already been in the zeitgeist, so to speak, and all your hard. So the only people watching the MCU now is just legitimately they're diehard fans, and that's just not enough, because back then you just didn't have diehard fans; you had everyone that liked it,
Well, even Andor, which was, as Grace said, he absolutely loved it. But one article I read that at the end of Andor season 2, they had lost half their viewers from season 1. So it's like even their good stuff is being hurt so badly by the bad stuff. I heard Skeleton Crew wasn't bad at all, but it
No one
followed the
talked about it
Acolyte.
after
And
like episode 1.
yeah, after everyone had such a bad taste in their mouth from the Acolyte, it keeps ruining any momentum they have. So unless they do a DCU style reboot where you bring in new management, you bring in new creative, you bring in new hype, and you just kind of start over, I don't see either one of these franchises being able to get over this. Like, even if Doomsday is the best Marvel movie ever made, you're going to need 4 or 5 good ones before people start building faith again. Superman could be an A-plus film. Well, unless Supergirl's good, you don't start building that wave of momentum just with one movie. You have to do it with multiple releases like Marvel did. Even though the first 10 years there were some stinkers in there, they always had a good one hit. So like every year there was like Guardians, or there was a Winter Soldier, or or Civil War. There was good stuff to hit in there. They built a momentum. There's no momentum now. There's nothing right now for them. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this stuff. And it's kind of like the death of the Disney IP. Like, Disney has essentially become a cancer to creative IPs. So it'll be interesting to see these next 5 years how Disney works all this stuff. Does Disney end up being bought? Does Disney start selling off IPs so that way they can make money and they start focusing just on their own personal IPs? Like, would you see a Lucasfilm, or you'd see Star Wars maybe sold off? They've got a lot of IPs that they can unload for cheap right now. So it'd be interesting to see how it goes, because you're starting to hear more articles about Disney executives not happy with the lack of money on the returns on these big projects. So if Doomsday balloons to $1 billion and it makes 1.2 billion, 1.4, well, then guess what? A $1.4 billion movie just lost money at the box office. And that would be
a
mind blowing
timeline where I would be going livid.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we made $1 billion.
It's
We
not even
broke
just
even.
that. We know these event movies will get people back in, but it's not about what these movies are going to do. It's about what comes afterwards. Because if what comes afterwards isn't keeping interest, you got to do another Avengers movie. Then and I guess that's just the future. They'll just have to create an event movie to get people to come back. But yeah, after all that, Netter's network is gonna end up, never coming back here because she hated coming here. She just DM'd me on Twitter and she said, "I hate all you guys. You guys are all clout chasing bastards." Especially Gray, right? Damn it.
True.
But as you guys know, for me, I just have content basically 7 days a week. If you're sub, not sub, doesn't matter. I'll be here every day.
Sub to MSK. He's got a good
I did
show.
sub to.
Every day of the week, there's a stream. All the time. 7 days a week. We'll have something here. We won't have nothing. We'll have something. And if I'm ever dead, just let me know. Then I'll come back alive. We'll be here. Unlike
You're
my
saying
dad.
there's something to ignore every day?
I guess, technically speaking. I don't know if I'll play League tonight. I might have to go to the gym. I'll go to the gym tomorrow. So, yeah, I did chest yesterday.
That's the way you make gains.
So sore. I worked out too hard. Oh, God, my muscles got too big. I got too strong. That's why I can't go tonight. But I might stream League tonight. I don't know, honestly. Maybe I go and bang my wife. Really don't know, honestly, what I'm going to do. Maybe I'm going to just edit more videos.
Yeah, that all sounded real legit. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I might go buy some white chocolate at a liquor store.
With some diet
And have some Diet Shasta.
No. Outside of diet, the actual Coca-Cola Diet Shasta, anything that was not Coca-Cola was just drink the orange one and you will know what hell tastes like.
Dude, you were so wrong. So Shasta has this diet grapefruit that is just amazing. It is like a Fresca, but way better. No, you're wrong.
The grape soda one?
No, not grape soda.
Oh, God.
Come on, what do you think I am? I said grapefruit.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
grapefruit.
You
Yeah.
what?
Wow. Crazy.
You've been seeing this shit?
Wow. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We have content here pretty much 7 days a week, be a game stream or I'm doing this. I do want to get back into reviewing movies. I do want to do that. We're gonna review something fun. I like doing all the movies right from the very beginning. Maybe we talked about doing the whole Alien Predator franchise. We talked about doing that before. I don't know. Maybe we might do like Lake Placid or some shit like that. I don't know. I'll think of something. Maybe we might just do all the Sharknado movies. Who knows? Who knows? Sharknado, greatest franchise of all time.
That's like 9 hours you'll never get back in your life.
But if you had a Netflix and chill date with you, you'd be having a lot of sex. You're not paying attention to those movies. You're not watching those for the plot. Just telling you that right now. So outside of that, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. It was great to have Netters Network on. At some point, we'll have Troy on as a guest whenever he's free. I'll have an inside connection there, right there, actually. Can you tell your husband he could be the guest at some point? We have to schedule it. If he's too busy, he might be outside right now. Outside of your porch, just smoking a joint or something.
Yeah, he doesn't do that, and he's still sitting 4 feet in front of me.
He's not making pizza.
But at the risk of speaking for him, I think he's probably good. I think maybe he doesn't want.
You're supposed to want.
It's
people
almost
to come
midnight
back.
here, so yeah, no, he's not making pizza at midnight.
Doesn't because like what Italian mobsters like him, doesn't he wear like the suits like the Dons or whatever? He got the hat and everything.
He wears the fedora.
Yeah. Hello, my sons. I would like you to go off the person. Bobbity boopy, bobbity boopy.
Yeah, but
That's supposed to be Italian. Wow.
So you're basically saying he's like the dude from The Sopranos?
What the hell accent is that?
No, he's not like
Tony Soprano. Really? That's my Italian right there. There you go. Might you go off this guy for me, Bobbity? Come on, Good Lord.
Oh, you don't think he's Don Corleone? Corleone.
Lord. Does the hat tip like this when he does it? Goodness.
He does wear it a little forward.
Yeah. See, I know Italians. I've seen them before.
I don't think you have.
Just because, yeah.
I've seen the movies, but not. I'd rather watch.
You haven't seen The Godfather.
Yeah, you watch Goodfellas?
No, I'm a cultured man. I watch.
But he's seen Deep Blue Sea, so he knows. I don't know what.
Somebody cancel this man. No, after this show, I'm gonna go on Facebook and just scroll on Reels until I get interested in something. Bore myself. I will say this: stop. I can't stop scrolling. I'll be like 2 hours and scrolling at something like, what are these people talking? I don't even know what I even heard in some of these stories actually. But yeah, we had an awesome show tonight, and you guys have a great week that is ahead of you, and we'll see you guys.